Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, a standalone Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Each episode is a separate, complete adventure, so you can listen to them in any order. We are joined today by Meerkat.
Hello! I am a foxmana, a giant fox creature who stands on 2 feet. I've got a gorgeous cape that dons over my bright red fur. It's got all the patches of the towns that I've been to recently. And as you can clearly see, on my back is my loyal puppet Tuna, who comes here to help spread some joy to their far dreary lives.
And joining Meerkat today is Raincloud Moonglow.
Greetings, I am Raincloud Moonglow. I am a 6'9", fluffy tabaxi cat man. At present, I am wearing a resplendent, blue, shimmering, military-style coat with epaulets and gold trim all over it, which, if anyone's been following the adventures, they will know that I owe quite a hefty fine to the suit rental place, but let's keep that on the down low. By my side, I have my trusty rapier and a little twinkle in my eye, anticipating the adventure ahead.
Excellent. You are both in the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall. The Guild is a large building with a bar, a sitting area with wooden tables and chairs, and a wall with a corkboard and job flyers posted on it. Everyone today got work. You sat in the guild hall and watched as adventurer after adventurer was called up in groups of 2s and 3s, and they went out on their adventures. And you kept waiting for something new to be posted to the corkboard, something new to be brought down to you. Maybe someone would call your names. And alas, near 11:45, you were told that it was unlikely that any new jobs would come in. And as midnight approached, you accepted your fate, that tonight you would have to go home instead of taking on a new adventure. You held out hope as long as you could, and when you walked outside, leaving the guild hall, you saw 2 beautiful white horses standing outside, as if waiting for someone. They are bridled and saddled, but they are not hitched to anything. You see no one else in the street. What do you do?
This isn't mine. These aren't yours?
I'm afraid to say they're not. They are magnificent creatures, though. I mean, this seems a little... I say, hello, anyone own these horses? Anyone? There's nobody around, Meerkat. I mean, these could be stolen by ruffians, by miscreants at any moment.
Well, I guess it would be in their best interest if maybe, we guided them to safety. Maybe just carried them along with us, just until we find their respectful owners.
Yes, of course. I mean, surely the stable's still open at this hour that we could drop them in. Maybe put them up for the night.
What a wonderful idea. Yes, let's head to the stables, take a little stroll through the evening, and, lick our wounds, having not, gotten a job that we thought we were going to get today. And, enjoy the evening as it stands. And I'd like to kind of approach one of the horses very tentatively.
Would you please roll, both of you, perception checks at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if you get a 12, a 15, or a 20.
Ooh. I got a total of 20.
You got a 20. Excellent. At first, as you approach, you see these horses look ridiculously well cared for, and then you notice one saddle is purple and looks beautiful. The other is gold and glimmering and shining. Both of these horses are not horses. It's not super apparent at first, but when you compare where the saddle sits and how it rides, and you look at the beasts, you realize these are winged horses, also known as pegasi.
My word! It feels like we've hit the jackpot. This feels a little too good to be true, Meerkat. I'm worried. I feel like this could be a setup.
At this moment, you hear a voice, disembodied. Not coming from either of the animals, but obviously set off by your proximity. I need you to come. Get on your conveyance. 1 purple fit for royalty. 1 gold like the sun at midday. A clever reward awaits those who accepted the challenge. I will see you at 3 a.m. sharp. And the voice goes silent.
Alright, so these are not ordinary horses, is what I'm gathering then?
No, indeed, but... I mean, if this isn't a call to adventure, I don't know what is. What do you say, old bean? Let's take life into our own hands, hop aboard these fine steeds, and see where it takes us.
Well, I think the only question is, which color would you like to pick?
If only I could have both. You know what? I feel the purple clashes with my coat here, so and I'm already wearing gold trim. I feel like good fashion sense has made the decision for us.
Beautiful. Then Tuna and I will hop on this, this lovely purple. Oh, it's very good. Are you ready, Tuna? Yes, we must go. I would like to fly
As
today.
you get on these 2 steeds, you see a mist, a fog-like, roll into the town, filling every square inch. As your horses start to move, their wings unfold, and they leap into the air. Instead of taking off at a short, maybe slow, gradual incline, they seem to go nearly straight up in the air, as if escaping any visual line of sight to any of the people below in the large city. As they get up into the sky, you find yourselves a little cold, a little damp, and unsure of the direction you are flying.
Meerkat's gonna kind of like tap on the side of the horse he's riding. Good sir, where are you taking us? I'm very afraid of heights.
The Pegasus kind of makes some neighing sounds and tries to reassure you with a subtle push of its head against your hand, as if to say, I am with you and you are with me.
Meerkat just has his eyes closed, and Tuna on his shoulders is kind of like poking out, looking out at the around him.
And just to be clear, Raincloud, you could hear clearly everything that Meerkat said, even though you're moving relatively fast. There is a bit of a wind. You're pretty far apart. It was as if you were communicating clearly in spite of all of that.
Okay. There's something fishy. I mean, there's something fishy afoot, old chap. Hang on tight.
Check! Got that!
Once you get up into the air and escape the distant city below, you start to see things that are beautiful. The stars above, the moon out, and beautiful signs and symbols of life below. And even a ship with a large lantern can be seen in the distance. But you are going definitely northwest, and into what can only be described as a deep forest that provides you very little things to look at below. And over the next hour, and then 2 hours, and then 2 hours and 55 minutes, you find yourself confused as to actually where you are, as you feel the horses start to come down. It has been beautiful, temperate weather where you were, and you have not gone more than 40 or 50 miles north of your city at the most. But you are north, and in spite of the fact that you can see fairly far around you with the beautiful light from above, you don't see any snow or coldness as you would expect. The horses land and start to walk. At first a slow walk, and then it advances to a trot. You find yourself inside a forest, a beautiful forest on a path that is well worn, but also not as used as these horses' comfort might suggest. About a mile of walking, you see ahead of you snow, a snow that should not be there, and a village with torches lit, a small wall surrounding it, a hamlet, a village, a teeny, tiny little place that people live, covered in fresh snow. And the moon is aglow, and the night is perfect, and the air is crisp, as the horses ride into this little hamlet and stop before the door of the largest, most ornate building in all the town. You see the normal things you would expect in a village like this, like a tavern, which is closed at this hour, You see a bakery, a smithy, a stables, all the things you would expect to see in a small town. Yet you can think of all the times you have looked at the poster of the maps and maps you have seen in the guild hall. You are not clear on where you are and how there can be snow in the middle of this forest at this time of year.
Meerkat is just dusting snow off of the side of his legs because it keeps getting stuck in his fur. If we're gonna get sacrificed, which is my initial assumption, I'm assuming that's what we're both thinking right here. You know, these pegasi just rode us here to get sacrificed. I would like to have that not happen, but gotta get dressed up nice for it, I guess.
Meerkat, at which point did you come to the conclusion that we were going to be sacrificed? Was it before we hopped on the Pegasus? Because I wish you would have said something.
Oh, it was almost immediately. It's pretty much the moment the Pegasi took us off. Horses I have found are pretty mischievous bunch. I've had a bad experience or two with the horse where, they said, "Oh, come ride me," and I did, and then they kicked me off of it. Oh. So this feels very similar to that. So I'm really hoping we don't, but prepare for the worst.
I am also hoping I don't get sacrificed today. I feel like I have a lot more living to do. That whole 9 lives thing, it's kind of hyperbole. And if it weren't, I'd be on number 7 by now, I think. But fear not, my friend. For the snow, I grew up in the snow. I'm a snow leopard tabaxi, and I don't know if you noticed my fetching new boots, but they have their own wings on them. So if push comes to shove, hang on tight. I should be able to get us out of here.
All right, I'm holding you to that.
You notice as you look down at your boots, you see the wings affixed to the sides of the boots, as if they're stuck in some way. And as you fiddle with them, you realize you can't get the wings to come out. It's as if they are muted or stumped into your skin, or into your boot, and holding fast.
Okay, Raincloud does not mention this to Meerkat.
Okay, good. All right, cool.
Yes, old Bean, we're in very good shape here. If anything goes awry, don't you worry about it.
Beautiful. Your confidence is giving me confidence.
It has that effect.
At this moment, you hear 3 distinct chimes, but as you look around, you see no clock tower. You see no source for the sound at all. The horses are not moving.
Oh, God. I want to kind of take a look at some of the windows around the town and see if anyone's poking out, or kind of just see if there's any activity in these buildings themselves that I can manage.
It looks like you've arrived at a town that is fast asleep as a new snow falls on it. The torches are lit, but no guards, no footprints, no places that would be open at this hour. But you do see at the end of the walkway the horses are facing that eventually the stables could be used to put the horses into.
Well, I suppose our original mission still stands if we want to return these horses to the stables. Granted, it wasn't the stables we thought we would be going to, but when does life work out the way we think it will?
Precisely, yes. Let's do that.
All right. Maybe you go first, so I can cover you from behind.
Very well. I shall take the lead. As Raincloud is doing so, he's having a look around just to see if he can determine, by way of any sort of signs outside shops, or maybe even the particular type of architecture or the roofing on the houses, what kind of geographical area he's in, or what kind of culture this is, or anything. Does any of it seem familiar?
Yeah. Yes. If you'll do a history check for me, am I remembering using the right term there? Yes, I believe I am for this particular game as history.
Yeah, 13 minus 1 is a 12.
Excellent. Your 12 gets you enough information that you think you would be in a Norwegian wooded village if you weren't so close to a place that is nowhere near any architecture or mythology that would fit with that ideology. You are thinking, nope, this is in the wrong place, but everything fits that, including a statue that looks like maybe it is of that culture and represents one of the deities from that culture.
Okay. Interesting.
Your 12 was not enough to determine more than that.
Sure. Well, let's tie up these horses then, and these Pegasus. Is it? I've never been sure. Is it Pegasus? Or is it Pegasus or Pegasi? I'm not sure where the word comes from.
I believe Pegasi, based on my research, and there's actually a star system called 51 Pegasi, known as 51 Peg. Just a piece of factual information you can have to take with you for the rest of your week. Happy Valentine's Day.
It's the best Valentine's Day gift I've ever received.
So tell me what you do.
Well, I'll lead the way. We'll sidle up to these stables. Maybe politely give a little knock on the stable door before going in.
I'm imagining you're getting off the horses.
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as you get off the horses, the door that you're standing in front of gently opens as if on its own.
Right.
Oh, geez. All right, here it comes. Here's the sacrifice.
Raincloud is going to have one hand on his rapier as he's leading this horse in and keeping his wits about him.
I apologize. It's the house you stopped in, not the stables, whose door opens.
Oh, okay.
The horses would not move from that spot if you tried to lead them away. And as the door opens, you hear a voice from inside say, "You are late."
We're so sorry for being late. Please, we were getting people to sacrifice. For the sacrifice that's I don't know. I'm just trying to see.
I think you may have played your hand a little too early there, friend. But don't worry. Let's roll with it. Let's see where this takes us.
You both entered the house?
Sure.
As you do, you see both of the Pegasi start to walk down the road toward the stables, and the stable door opening for them.
Bye-bye.
For the first time since you left the guild hall, you see a person, what looks to be a young, strapping stable boy, handsome, in spite of the snow, wearing minimal clothing, barefoot, waving at the horses to bring themselves to the stable, half asleep, and you can't help but watch as he loves each one of them, hugs them around the neck, and brings them in to the place obviously they have been before.
I was just kidding about that sacrifice thing.
How close are we to this boy? How close?
You couldn't make out his face. You can see he is blonde. He is somewhere around 6 foot, 6'1". He's human for sure, but he might be a variant on human. It's just too hard to tell from this distance. If you want to try a perception check to determine more details, you're welcome to do that. Anything over a 15 will result in something. Under that, not so much.
That's a 19.
Oh, excellent. With a 19, you can see that his face, his bone structure, if you were casting a play or if you were thinking of entertaining a fashion show, you would think his body type, his facial features could not be more perfect if you wanted to present a Norse god. His body has that look of perfection. His face has that chiseled, sculpted look of someone who is too beautiful for this world.
And how scantily clad exactly is he?
He's wearing what looks like clothes you would wear to sleep, which include sleep shorts, maybe. Too short for being out in the winter. No shoes. And a top that just straps over the shoulders and goes down just a little bit above his midriff.
I say, pretty good looking for a human.
Yeah, sounds like we got ourselves a hottie with a body yaddy. Wait, just to confirm, the house we're in front of is the one that the door opened with a voice inside?
That is correct. And then you saw a couple 100 yards down the stables and this person, and it caught your attention. The voice is still inside talking about delays and we don't have time and what is going on. And very, level of frustration coming out.
Shall we cautiously enter?
Yes, we're coming! And Meerkat's gonna step inside without caution.
Okay. So you enter first?
Yes.
I shall follow.
Okay, both of you make your way inside. The space is as large as you could possibly imagine for a building of this size. Instead of having this sort of architecture that you have seen outside with this expectation of walls and rooms, you have this wide open space. On the left, as you enter, 3 things jump out at you. 1, it is a workshop. It is a workshop, and without much effort, you can discern potions are made here. This workshop has every kind of potion you can imagine. There are active productions of potions. There are large vats. There are teeny tiny test tubes, and there's every kind of vial and cylinder you can imagine outside of that. There are some things that are dripping. There are some things that are being kept cold. There are some things that are being heated. But in spite of all of that amazement that you have of seeing it, on the floor is a mess. It's as if someone had dropped or broken a bunch of potions. And on further review, you can see broken glass. You can see the mixture of these different tinctures and potions and oils all forming in a pool. You can see footprints, but you're not clear of what they are or from whom. And then you see that that space has a little bit of blood mixed in as well. If you want to roll your perception on this part of the room, now is the time.
22.
It seems we might have to. It sounds like something very bad happened here.
If there's one thing I know about potions, it's not to mix them. This always spells disaster.
Yes, well, I'm going to look at this one potion on the wall because I only got a 9.
You do notice there is a couple of potions that are shaped in the form of a heart. The bottles are heart-shaped, and they are kind of red, a little less red than blood red. And you focus in on that. You see that.
Correction, I know 2 things about potions. Don't mix them, and don't mess around with love potions.
You turn around and it's just Meerkat just holding 2 of the different heart-shaped bottles.
No.
You should put those down, young one. You should put those down.
Okay. Puts one down.
Can we see where that voice came from?
Yes, it's behind you. Did you happen to roll Moonglow? Raincloud, did I hear a roll from you?
22.
22. Excellent. Some other things are clear. It looks like there were at least 3, possibly 4 creatures that were involved in whatever mess occurred here. You can see that from some layered footprints. You're very confused. The footprints are humanoid in a couple of cases, but the other set of footprints looks like it is 4 footprints. Your 22 indicates that it may be some sort of feline. You have some experience in that, and so recognize it a little better than maybe someone else would. You also notice that there are markings on the tables and the shelves, and that one of the shelves has been knocked over, but it looked like it was empty. And each shelf has an indicator of what type of potion would go there. The system is beyond your comprehension of how you would discern what, but you are able to tell that these are numbered and ordered perfectly and correctly with little markings where they should be. And you can see specifically that 5 potions are missing from the places they should be. That was just your first analysis. So you kind of gathered quite a bit of knowledge from just walking in the room. But as you turn to see the focus of the voice, you see a table sitting by what can only be described as a sink with a tea setup. A very beautiful and intricate tea setup. But as you look past that to the person that is sitting there, you see a beautiful woman. She has blonde red hair. They are in braids behind her head. She is well dressed. She is well manicured. She is athletic at the look of her. She is someone who is powerful and frightening and capable of many things. And you can see this without any effort. You also see behind her what can only be described as the desk of a professor who gets lost in their work. There are papers piled high all around. There are things, obviously, to read. There are things that have been read. You can tell the difference because if you've ever seen this situation, the pile of books to be read is nicely, neatly stacked, and the mess of things that have been written on and reviewed or added to are all over the place. There are teacups everywhere. There are teacups everywhere. And on the table, sitting in front of this woman, are 2 place settings for high tea. The tea is sitting there waiting to be poured. And she is just staring at you with a look that says, you should roll insight.
I know that look. Oh, not 20.
Perfect. With your nat 20, you see a sort of frustration. You see a kind of disorientation. You see that frustration is leading to anger, and at the very edge of all of that, you see a great sadness and longing. It is a look that you will never forget as long as you live, as you meet her eyes and see all of that in an instant.
With Meerkat's 5 insight roll, he's just going to walk up and I'm so sorry for picking up this bottle. Should I be putting it somewhere else, or is this like a special, or you know, we're new in town.
She walks over to you, picks the 2 bottles from your hands, walks over to a distinct place that's very obvious to her and a little obvious to Raincloud at this point, and places the potions and adjusts them perfectly until they're seated just the way she wants. And then she walks back over to the table and says, "Have a seat."
Yeah, yes, of course. That's where I would have put it as well. Yeah, he sits down.
Yeah, same.
"Thank you for coming so short notice. The sheriff is away. So I had to recruit outside help, namely you." And at this point, she starts to pour you a cup of tea. First, to the first person who sat down, Meerkat, and second, to Raincloud. Calling out first, second, yes. And she offers you a little bit of sugar, and she offers you a little bit of cream.
Yes, sugar, no cream, please.
I'll go the opposite, please. I'm sweet enough without sugar.
Oh, I love that.
Very well, very well. This tea is my own special brew. It is a little caffeine, theanine, creatine, bacumpa manori, rhodola rosé, panax ginseng, ginkgo biloba, nicotine, everything you need for a mystery to solve, yes?
Is it keto?
I do not know this word, keto. I forgive me.
No, just no worries.
I know very little things here in my town. I'm sure you understand.
Yes,
I am Maria
of course.
Sklodowska. You know me, yes?
We know you now.
But not before this, yes?
I mean, the name rings a bell. I'm Raincloud Moonglow, Fire-Breathing Kittens. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. This is my esteemed colleague.
Yes, my name is Meerkat, and the esteemed colleague you must be referring to is my friend Tuna here.
No. Pidge.
Oh.
You Pidge, you Mocha and Pidge. Wizard and Cleric. Wizard and Cleric who's supposed to walk out the Fire-Breathing Kitten Hall at midnight sharp. You are wrong people. Powerful wizard, powerful cleric.
Oh, you know, we have power. Let that be known. And Meerkat casts prestidigitation to just make like very mild and unappealing sparks just kind of shoot out of the teacup.
Everything that Raincloud saw earlier, all the anger, all the frustration, goes from like a 3 to a 9. The just complete disorientation and absolute abject anger goes through the roof. Rather than expressing it at you, there seems to be this moment of argument with the universe. It's in a language you don't understand, and you are both just struck in awe at how frustrated this person is.
I think Meerkat, seeing that, you know, this woman appears to be very frustrated and is, you know, like upset at the situation in a poorly planned attempt to keep her, or like to kind of entertain. He just relies on his backbone and casts Mage Hand on Tuna, who's now doing like a little marionette dance on the floor.
Nice. Okay. All right. We'll see if that has an effect. At this moment, she's stood up in her anger and was kind of flailing her arms, very unbecoming for the person you saw when you first walked in. She seems to regain her composure, sits back down, and takes a large, slow drink of her tea. And she looks up at you when she's completed.
Well, Maria, if I may be so bold, we are professionals. I mean, not to the level of Paige and who else was it you mentioned?
Mocha.
I mean,
I said Mocha.
They're legends in the guild, legends. But I think you'll find we're quite capable professionals. I don't personally dabble in the arcane arts, but people have said that the results I produce are quite magical from time to time.
And you are a rogue?
I mean, that's I don't like labels, but yes, I'm quick on my feet.
A rogue to catch a rogue. Yes, this may be right. So be it. So be it. So be it. My cat, Lady Almathea. Yes? You know this cat. She is Turkish Angora domesticated feline. Beautiful to look at. She has a long, silky, and shimmery white coat with a spot of light chocolate brown on her belly. She has an elegant, sinuous body and a posh, fluffy tail. A beautiful, bristly thing that you just want to rub your face with, yes?
Yes, I already do by your description.
She sounds lovely.
It is 3:04 a.m. 3:04 a.m. and by 6 a.m. sharp, this cat must be back. Do you understand this?
I have a couple of questions.
Of course
first
you
off,
do.
This cat, 2 legs or 4 legs?
4 legs, yes.
Okay. I mean, with all due respect, we are professional guild adventurers. I think we may be slightly overqualified for the job of fetching a lost cat. I mean, of course we could do it, but how does this pay?
No, my dear friend Jess, of course. We are very, very qualified to get this cat. And Meerkat Case will say, they're going to sacrifice us if we don't do this.
I don't know where you've come to that conclusion. I mean, let's cross that bridge when we get there.
They have taken 2 Pegasuses, I never know, and have taken us to a secondary location. My friend, if we don't do what they say, we are not in really much of a situation to bargain.
Okay, very well. So as I said, is this a paid job or more of a kind of a favor we'd be doing to you, our new friend?
I think I shall answer this question in a moment. I think at this moment I want you to understand that 6:01 a.m. and you may never leave this beautiful town.
Oh.
My timeline, I am not following right now. My timeline I stick to. It is a schedule every day. Following my schedule makes my day perfect every day. Do you see what is behind you? You may roll perception at this point to examine the tea setting, the tea area that is developed, the sink that is there. You see that there are 2 doors, and you also see this set of papers that I've already described, and you see the tea at the table, and I'd love to hear your perception checks now.
I don't see anything because I got a nat 1.
You're very focused on her at this moment. I see that.
I got
the room
a 15.
at all. You got a 15.
Yeah.
2 things jump out at you. 1, she is not drinking what you're drinking. 2, the drink that she is drinking seems to have a calming effect. You note the door that is open, it is a bathroom door. The door that is closed, you're not sure where it leads, but this house is immense. The workshop alone is some 80 or 90 feet by 30 feet. It is a gargantuan space with 14, 16-foot ceilings. The work area is well lit, but you're not sure what the source is. The tea area looks like it's only been a mess for a day. It's as if somebody cleaned it the day before, but over the next period of hours. And you also kind of pick up on the idea that this space is something that gets reset or re-cleaned on a regular basis. But at this moment, it is a mess, except for the table. The table and the high tea are set to perfection. It's as if you had entered some noble court for tea today. As you take all this in, she tells you to drink up.
Meerkat's just drinking up.
As Meerkat's drinking, as there's hesitancy in Raincloud, she says, I promise you an apt reward. With riches so great, your children's children will appreciate you for it.
Well, then my next question is, what is so valuable about this cat to you that you can provide such a reward?
Oh, such a wise question for one who is not so wise, yes?
I mean, I never claimed to be wise.
It's true, you're no mocha. I will say this to you. There is a time for all things, and there is a time for the cat to be in the house at my front door where she should be, and if she is not, my life is no longer what I want. My life goes a different direction, and I like my life the way it is. You understand it? Verstehen Sie das, ja?
Yeah, but I mean, one moment, sidebar. Meerkat, I had a roommate like this once, very uptight, all about the charts and the schedules and the passive-aggressive notes. And I've found that it's easier to just go along with what they want. It's not worth the hassle. She also seems immensely powerful. I don't want to get sacrificed any more than you do. We just try and find this bloody cat and be done with it.
Oh, absolutely. My driving drive at this point is not getting sacrificed. And she did mention that we would be stuck here if we did not find the cat. That does not appeal to me in the least.
I mean, if her good looks are an indication of the general standard in this village, I mean, I can think of worse places to be stuck. Excuse me, Maria, would you mind telling us, where are we exactly?
You're in the town of Brigid.
Brigid. Does Raincloud know anything about that? Has he heard of it?
Never heard the name, never heard her name. In spite of your thoughts that you had, you know that it would be possibly someone else and it was a guess at best. This place is not on the map. You've never heard of it, and you've never heard of Brigid.
Now, Maria, does Lady Amathea get out very often? Is she a nomadic cat, or is this a one-off occasion, or is this coming from a concern?
Here in this town of Brigid, things happen on schedule, yes? The cat, she is outside when she is to be outside. She is inside when she is to be inside. She is where she should be when she should be there. When she is not to be where she should be, then she can be where she wants. But this is not the time where she should be where she wants. This is the time where she should be where she is. Yes?
Oh, so she is not following her schedule right now. She is going rogue. Part of the pun.
I think this funny, yes? I like you. I like you, Meerkat.
No, I like you too. You've got a wise eye, and this tea is delightful. I taste a bit of cardamom.
You hear the sound of 3.5 chimes. It is a specific sound. You've heard it before. In large cities, often they make the sound. And at that moment, she looks lost. She looks disconcerted. She's obviously taking something into consideration. And there's a shift in her personality again. You had a little insight to it earlier, Raincloud. At this moment, she says, will you please promise to find my cat and return her by 6? Please, so my day will be perfect. If you fail, I don't want to force you to stay, but these things may happen, and I do not want. Please find Lady Amathea.
We will, of course, Meerkat. We do this?
Absolutely. And Meerkat puts a paw on her hand, we will find Lady Amathea. Yes. You have our word.
That seems to break her out of this momentary melancholy state, and she's suddenly this person you first encountered, this very powerful, capable person, and she stands up and she points around to the other room, to the workshop, and she says, what do you see? What do you understand? What do you know? Tell me This is a test. This is first test. Tell me what happened here.
Well, yes, a test, and we're all very good at that. And as he says that, the mage hand spell ends on Tuna, and he just kind of falls to the ground.
Have you drank the tea? Have both of you drank the tea?
I have drank the tea.
I have not drank the tea.
Excellent. Perfect. This is just as it should be. Would you roll a die 4, my good friend Meerkat?
A 20?
A die 4.
Oh. Got a 4?
You got a 4. Excellent. Would you please temporarily for the next 3 hours add +5 to your intelligence?
Ooh, that'll be fun. Oh, good gosh. Wow, well, things are feeling very different.
I'm trying to stay off the nicotine is the thing, and I feel that one little taste, and then I'm back, and I have to start all over again. If you had a nicotine, look, I get by just fine on my wits. And okay, so you asked us a question. Here's what I see.
Would you both roll investigations?
Mm-hmm. Oh God!
Be sure and take into consideration your +5, Meerkat.
Yeah, I think Meerkat's like looking around the room. Meerkat is looking around the room again, kind of like almost seeing things in more sharp definition, like noticing some colors that, before he just saw brown. Now he's seeing kind of like the shades of brown in a sense, and almost like the teak of wood coming through, which is reflected in his 19 investigation check.
You too, kind of, after being in the room a little while and drinking this tea and getting a sense, kind of understand the organizational structure. It's clear now that there is something to the way all the potions are in their space and how they are organized. I'm checking here. Raincloud, did you roll an investigation as well?
Raincloud is kind of a little thrown by this whole situation, and more than a little mesmerized by this woman. I rolled a 2 with a -1.
Nice.
Sorry,
Excellent.
a 3 with a -1, so a total of 2.
2. Excellent.
And he's what he's really looking for. He's like, does she have a wedding ring on her finger? What's going on here?
That's a very good question. Your perception earlier when you checked her out. Yes, you see that there is a band currently on her finger. Yes.
Okay.
Meerkat. As you've sat in this room and kind of felt a little more comfortable and grown a little in your kind of intellect, and it did come over you in that slow way you described, it was kind of neat. You first notice your buddy sitting before you, this brilliant swashbuckler tall man who is a tabaxi, as I understand.
With beautiful snow leopard markings.
You see the pattern of the markings like you've never noticed before. He comes into form in a way you hadn't fully appreciated, even though you spent time together before this moment. Even on the ride here, you didn't appreciate him as well as you do in this moment. And as your gaze turns to investigate and you get up to look around the room, you see, with your 19 roll, a lot of footprints. And it's clear that the potions, some quaffed and then bottles dropped because the liquid never made it to the floor. And others, oils, had covered individuals because the oil is not on the floor where you would expect, but the bottle remains there and remnants of it. You start to see that it looks like 2 creatures bipedal in nature, possibly a dwarf, possibly a human, snuck into this space at some time before midnight. You're guessing, you're not positive, somewhere around 5 hours ago, based on how long the liquid has sat on the floor and the way the footprints are breaking it up. You also see that there are cat footprints, and it does look like the cat may have attacked the 2 men who came into the room.
From the footprints of Lady Amathea, am I getting an idea of how large she is?
Yes, actually you are. Lady Amathea, the cat form that you're anticipating relates one to the other, would be approximately a 12-pound cat, a very large cat. The paw prints are very thick, as if a cat that was used to the snow or made for the snow. And this is an Angora, a Turkish Angora. So the paw prints are thick and the fur is thick as well. And you see remnants of the fur, as if in the scuffle some of it was shed or pulled off.
Now, I see these two pairs of footprints coming into the store. Am I seeing them going out?
You do see them make their way toward the door. They also look like they moved towards one of the other doors, and the scuffle did not include the potions at that time. So it looked like, so it looks like there was some movement around. You're not sure what order of things, but given that the potions probably were dropped after the fact and the footprints would have been more discernible, you're pretty sure the order of things was some moving around the room, and then this encounter, the cat with the two bipedal humanoids, and then at some point, everyone left through the door. That is what you can discern at this point. The other important thing to note is there is a potion that is missing. You're not sure what potion it is, but you know there is a potion not accounted for by the things on the floor, the glass, and the liquids.
All right, and then real quick, when you say everyone left, does that include Lady Amathea? Do I see paw prints leaving?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so this may imply that she left willingly. Now, Maria, I see there's a potion missing over here, and you clearly have some. You know your stuff. This is a very well organized store. You could teach a lesson to some of the shopkeep around town.
This is not a store. Do not mistake what I do for shopkeeper for some trivial retail outlet. I am an inventor. You understand this concept, inventor? Artificer, one who makes, one who creates, one who has idea from book and creates in potion.
Oh, fair. I did not know. I did not know you were the creator of all these grand works. So, for instance, if and he's gonna grab like a random potion kind of off of the shelf here. What does this one do?
This is very beautiful potion. New concept. Longer-term wisdom. It provides wisdom insight specifically related to divine. Not so good for other wisdom purpose, but has potential to make people, not just people, some other... And she starts to diverge in the conversation. She starts to describe the potential the potion has. It is very clear no one has ever tested this potion.
Fascinating. Now, there just seemed to be a potion missing over here, and I did notice some of the stains on the ground. Do you know what the potion missing is here? Do you know there seems to be an open spot?
I do know what the potion that is there was missing. This longevity potion. In theory, this potion, when quaffed, would keep someone alive for one more year, regardless of consequence, of humanity, of life essence that remain. Yes?
Not a great one to be missing.
No, but this is missing. This is very... You, not so smart, but smart right now, yes?
You know what? That is exactly how I'm feeling at this very moment in time. You're smart and smart.
I like you. Mention this I have, yes? I like you, yes. So what has happened here? You with the brain that works right now. You tell me, what has happened here?
Steady on. Come on.
No, she's not too far from the truth.
Do you think Raincloud would have noticed that it was the tea that is helping him with his investigation?
You rolled a 2 on your investigation, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No, me neither.
Oh, jeez.
I thought maybe one of my...
I
thought maybe one of my perception scores from earlier might have... But no, okay.
Well, now, Maria, as you know, as you were trying to get a team earlier, we're much of a team ourselves, and... as professionals, we have to look at all of the different angles before we can really surmise what happened here. It does look as though there was a bit of a scuffle with, there's some people coming in, and looks like they were, searching for something almost. Looks like they were going to some different places in their inventors' quarters, and it also looks like dear Lady Amathea may have left with them, perhaps chasing them somehow, trying to get them out of your store, and to Raincloud.
This is not a store. You understand this? Not store, workshop, inventor, artificer. I am one of the greatest scientists to ever live in this universe. You should come to terms with my greatness in this moment, yes?
Of course. As you said, I am both smart yet not smart.
My timeline has been disrupted. You see the vats that are cooking. You see the things that are chilling. My timeline is critical to my work. I need you to tell me what happened here.
Oh, yeah, no, yes, we will. We will absolutely tell you. Do you have any more tea that you could maybe get us, like, in the back?
Oh, yes, of course. And you know, drink your tea. You know, like tea, nicotine, fear of nicotine. It does not compromise any of your intestinal fortitude. No, this is good tea. You should drink tea.
Okay, I'll drink the tea. There's
cardamom in it.
I do love cardamom. Okay, very well. It's obviously cooled down a bit now, so he's going to sniff it, taste it, and then just throw it back.
Excellent. Roll a die 4 plus 1 and add that to your intelligence. Let me know what that number is.
It's a 3.
Excellent. So three total?
A 3 plus 1.
Excellent. So 4 points of intelligence added. It's 3 hours. It's temporary.
That brings me up to a 12, so that gives me a plus 1 on my intelligence.
Excellent.
Not my strong suit.
Yeah, wait, you're intelligent. I think both of us came into this with an 8 intelligence score.
I think I knew that. She goes back and seems to not be the most delicate worker. Matter of fact, you watch her and she's a kind of a mess at the tea station. She puts things down. It's kind of, this goes here, this goes there, right? But she's competent at what she's making, right? She's just not clean or neat in the process.
Okay, I want to try maybe playing to my strengths a little bit here, which are my soft skills of kind of, persuasion and kind of bringing people out of their shell. So I'm gonna sidle up to her and be like, what was her second?
Raincloud, wait. While you're doing this, I would like you to keep her busy for a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of a mischief and spellcasting myself, and I'd like to ritual cast locate animals or plants.
So that takes 10 minutes, is my understanding.
It takes 10 minutes. I'm on the ground, and I'm just staring into Tuna's eyes, and we're kind of just, like, looking back and forth at one another. If you just keep her busy for just, like, 10 minutes or so, I'm going to try to locate the Lady Amathea.
Okay. What was her surname?
It's a little tricky for me to pronounce, so I had to write it down. It is Sklodowska. Sklodowska. I can say that. Sklodowska. Yeah. Maria Sklodowska.
Ms. Sklodowska, can I help you with the tea at all?
Oh, this would be a great gift you give me, yes?
Yes, of course. You seem, if you don't mind me saying so, you seem very uptight. I realize you've lost your cat. This is a stressful time for anyone, but I get the idea maybe that there's something else going on here. I know we've just met, but I feel I'm pretty good at reading people. And I wonder, is there any information about yourself or your current situation that you're not telling us that maybe would help us find Lady Amathea?
She does not make eye contact with you, and she seems to focus on the tea, getting very detailed in her work. And as she does, she answers you very plainly, surprisingly. She says, "There are many things I am not telling you, none of which should matter to what you're doing. I need to know what happened here, yes? You are wise if not smart, yes? You understand this?"
I understand a certain amount, but what you maybe need to understand is that although there may be information that you don't think would help me, my methods are a little unorthodox. I look at things through a different lens to most people, and I mean, being a cat, looking for a cat, I'm just trying to create a bigger picture, a clear picture of the situation that we find ourselves in. So any information you have at all that, not to pry, but anything that isn't too private that you could reveal to us, could be of help in ways that you may not yet realize.
I do great work, yes? You see these papers here?
Oh, of course.
And she turns away from the tea-making station, again, not making eye contact with you, but focusing instead on the papers. This is what I must read today. And she shows you a stack that is 200 to 300 pages. I must do the research. I must do the ideas and the understanding and bring new creations to life, yes? The potions do not make themselves, and I trust no one else to make them. And as you can see, I have many I have created. And the notes I make, the notes, yes? They must be shared. For what is knowledge without sharing, yes?
My sentiment exactly. Well,
But
thank you for sharing that with me.
But who I am, this is my day. This is my morning. And my schedule is off, yes? My time is wrong. I should have been asleep. Instead, I sit, I drink calming elixir, and waiting for you to come and solve mystery of cat. I need the help. I cannot do this. This is not my thing. I must sleep now. Sleep now, for the morning comes at 6 a.m. And with the morning, the day begins. You understand this, yes?
My dear woman, you're speaking to someone who tries to sleep 16 to 18 hours a day. I, of course, understand this.
You sound like my cat.
Thank you for being so frank with me
cat.
and so open and sharing that bit of yourself with me. Let's switch gears a little bit. My next question as an investigator is, who would have motivation for stealing Lady Amethea? Who would take her and why? Is there anything special about this cat? Who would she be valuable to?
You think they stole the cat?
I must consider all options.
If you investigate the room, you look at the room, you see that there is clear invisibility potion that has been quaffed and then dumped. There is blue etherealness oil that has slipped onto someone. There is yellow diminution potion that obviously was drunk. And then something drank this purple potion of double X large. Creation of something from small or medium to huge, potentially, yes? You see this. And someone drank a potion of love. This is wrong. This should not be. Who's done this did not come to steal cat. A potion of longevity, a potion that makes someone who should be dead live one more year and one day, is so great. Who would want a cat when they could have this potion, yes? And my notes.
Oh dear.
What if they took my notes? What if they read my notes? What if they... I must sleep now. I cannot lose sight of the bigger choices and the goal. I must sleep now. You, Raincloud.
Yes.
You, Meerkat, who's on floor doing strange investigation. You'll find cat be back before the chimes of 6, yes?
We shall do our level best.
I trust you. I trust you to do this. You are no mocha, you are no pidge, but you I trust in this moment. And for now, I sleep. Roll your perception as she opens the door and walks out.
19.
19. Excellent. Meerkat, I'm thinking you're distracted, so you're not getting an opportunity to roll on this as you complete this ritual.
Yep.
Excellent. The 19 gets you a little insight and a little understanding as she walks into the other room. And much like this room, and instead of leading to a hall or some other room, you see this wide open space. It looks like part of it is cordoned off, but with no walls, and it's minimalistic. It is beautiful. The only thing it has that distinguishes it from some royalty space, some space of a great king or queen, is that it is so open and so minimal. But there are windows everywhere, including in the ceiling. There is a beautiful master bath at the far end. You only get a moment to see it, but it is luxurious in every way, except there's no gold, there's no silver, there's no platinum. There's no aesthetic that would imply something great. It is this beautiful minimalistic structure that is intended to be lived in. There's an open space. It looks like a workout space. There is this bed chamber, and you notice the bed is a mess. You catch the hint of a smell that you've smelled before, but you can't put your finger on it with your 19. You know you smelled it before. You also see that she's embarrassed as she opens the door and sees you looking in. She looks back at you to say goodnight, and instead of saying anything, she closes the door quickly.
Okay. Did it look like it was the bedroom that she shares with whoever she's married to? Or did it look like a single person's bedroom?
That was a single person's space. However, you're pretty sure that bed and the bedclothes and the mess would indicate that that was used for other purposes this eve. Other than sleeping, yes.
Gotcha. Meerkat, who is this woman?
Huh? What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you communing?
Yes, I'm just honing in. I'm trying to get a check of Lady Amathea. Is she gone? I've not been paying attention.
10 minutes have passed and you've been able to cast the spell. What does the spell empower you to do?
It allows me to focus in on, let me just get the, describe or name a specific kind of beast or plant, and you know I'm going for Lady Amathea. Concentrating on the voice of nature in your surroundings, you learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles, if they are present.
You definitely sense that Lady Almathea, or the cat that you pick up on, because you're looking for a domesticated cat, a specific Turkish Angora styling, and you're able to focus in based on that information. And the nearest one of those is within 5 miles. It is not far away, but there's something inhibiting you from discerning exactly where, but you would say it's within a quarter mile at the furthest. But there is something blocking your ability to perceive it. It is there, but it is also not there as the way you would have used the spell before or outside or somewhere else. So something is thwarting your efforts to discern it.
Can I try to figure out what type of I'm assuming this is some kind of magical disturbance, and I think with my new intelligence, with the tea that's coursing through my veins, I would like to try to figure out if I can discern what type of arcanic ritual is being used to block it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You get a sense that there is a significant intentional warding of some sort of field or force that is thwarting any kind of ritual or magical investigation or divination into the space that this animal must be in.
Beautiful. From the window of the shop, I would like to, as Raincloud and Marie... Oh, are there any windows?
There are no windows. There are just 3 doors total. And the 3 doors are one to the outside, one to the bathroom, and one to the room she went into. All the windows were in the other room. And that room was filled with windows.
All right. In that case, I'm going to, get up off from the ground, strap Tuna back onto my shoulder, kind of like a parrot in an old pirate movie, and say, "Listen, Maria, we are going to find Lady Amathea and bring everything to right here. Now, this is more just for us. Is there any fun little potions that you think you might want to throw our way that might help us in our investigation here? Maybe this fun one in a little heart-shaped vial?"
As you come out of your ritual casting and are saying all this, and you're looking around the room at the potions and wondering what you can acquire from her, you realize she is not in the room. It didn't occur to you as you look, and Moonglow is just standing there with her mouth open, looking at you like, really? Okay, fine.
Maria! How long was I in the ritual?
About 10 minutes.
Oh, good lord.
There's definitely a sense of understanding that you didn't have before. You definitely get the sense that this mess was more complicated, kind of taking that time to do the ritual magic, as you look around you now, you kind of appreciate that what happened here was maybe more violent than you originally anticipated. Or understood. That's the better word.
Oh, jeez. Gosh, Tuna, I'm starting to wonder whether or not this was a peaceful event that, maybe the cat just walked out with everyone else, or if the cat was maybe threatening them. I don't know what's happening here, Tuna.
Do you still have the potion that you picked up, the love philter, in your hand?
I do. Meerkat hid it behind his back and tucked it into kind of like the back of his little sash.
You feel the potion gently pulling away from you. It's as if it wants to go back to its space.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna grab the potion kind of in the back, and it's probably like tugging on my hand a little bit.
Very, very gently, as if it's not gonna fly away from your hand. It's a gentle tug, as if it wants to go back to the place it's supposed to be.
All right, well, I was planning to recycle the glass because it's a perfectly good jar. I could use it to hold some other things, but all right, here you go. And I kind of just like let it lead me almost to where it would be situated on the shelf, because obviously, even with my enhanced intelligence, I do not know where this glass would belong.
Both of you should roll perception as you place this bottle back down. This is the first
natural 20.
Natural 20, excellent. You see that all the bottles seem to adjust to where they should be when that potion is set down.
Cool.
Very subtle, but discernible.
Now, Raincloud, it looks as though, I mean, you saw that too, right?
Oh, yes.
These
I rolled an
potions
18.
seem to be...
Yes.
Yeah, these potions seem to be communicating with one another. It disturbs me to think that perhaps the potion that was missing, this lifelong, this everlong, this extra life potion, if it is now missing, perhaps there's some kind of energy that is being shared with the other potions here. Perhaps that, we may need to find a potion, that potion or an equivalent potion to return here. But all the same, gosh, so much has happened. I need to fill you in on the Lady Amathea situation.
Yes, I was busy cleaning myself for a moment there. I kind of zoned out.
Well, she is nearby, and okay. Normally I'm quite able to tell where a plant or animal could be. However, there seems to be something blocking me, and so I do know that while she is nearby, I do not have an exact location of where she may be. I fear this may be something to do with some of this time loop magic that might be going on here. It's just a working theory, of course, but maybe we should start looking around the town and see what might else be going on here.
Definitely, yes. I'm in agreement with that. Let's first quickly take stock of exactly what we know, just to be sure. Miss Sklodowska told us that a number of potions had been, this is while you were in your ritual, a number of potions had been broken or smashed. There was the potion of extra double large enlargement potion. There was an invisibility potion, which is going to make our lives rather difficult, I fear. And also a love potion or potions, if I recall correctly. All the types of things I tend to stay away from if and when I can. I don't know if you noticed, I feel like I'm in over my head here. I'm just really glad that we're paired up on this, because I think it's this task suits your particular skills a little better. Am I missing anything in what we know?
Well, from what I would say, looking at it, does look as though there were two different creatures that came in to maybe perhaps do some of the ransacking. It does appear as though that Lady Amathea may have left willingly, or, it did appear to leave as well, because I saw there were footprints that were leading out of the store as well. So, they did not kidnap the Lady Amathea in their troubles. So, I fear we might not have all the information here to make a qualified lead. I'm thinking perhaps maybe either the Lady Amathea was in on it, or they were chasing the ruffians away. We just do not know.
Well, one thing that may work in our favor is that, the town's covered in snow, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
A fresh snow that was falling as you came in. So every moment will make it harder. The other thing I want to mention is that you should, at this point, Raincloud, roll an investigation. As this conversation was occurring, your newfound intelligence is kind of leading you to look a little closer.
It's really not. I rolled a 3, so that's a 4 with my new intelligence.
You look, and it's almost double what you understood before. So there you go.
Twice nothing is still nothing.
Excellent. I interrupted you. Please continue. Where were you going to go next?
I was just going to say, Meerkat, we should make haste. The snow is falling. If we can, I mean, I can at least follow tracks in snow. That is something that I'm all right at.
Oh, let's absolutely lead the way. And while we're out there, what was going on between you and Maria there? Did I sense a spark?
No, I really don't think so. I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw a wedding band, and she seems very distracted. This doesn't seem I mean, I'm just thinking in terms of if we are indeed trapped here forever. But look, that's not important right now. That's not important at all. Let's continue with our job.
All right.
It's about 3:45 in the morning when you open the front door.
All right, well, let's look for these tracks that you were mentioning. They must be leading somewhere if they're heading outside the shop.
You've looked at this town when you came in, and you can see that even the hoof prints from the animals that brought you here have disappeared in the new fallen snow. You also see that right outside this door, thanks to the awning right above, is not covered in snow immediately in front of the door. Beyond that, the snow is thick. Beyond that, you see that the town is still asleep. You see that the moon has moved further in the sky and the stars has shifted as you expected. But as you look into the night, you realize it's going to be very difficult to track or discern anything in this new fallen snow. But right in front of you, you have an opportunity. So if either one of you or both of you would like to roll survival to discern tracking skill at this point, I will allow it.
All right.
5.
Nat 1.
Oh, God.
Excellent. This is so perfect. I love it. You step out.
Maybe for you.
You step out the door and you realize you can't make out any tracks on this little landing space underneath the awning. In spite of your best efforts and your skill in this area, you look and you just see that nothing is coming to you. And as you venture further away, trying not to add tracks to the tracks that you're looking for, you pick up on 2 important things. One, it's really cold right now, and you are not dressed for the cold. You were at your guild, you were having a beer, you were disappointed with how your day had gone. This was not where you anticipated being. Second, once you venture off from the front door, the door closes and you hear it latch behind you. As you look around in front of you, you start to get a little disappointed because you can't see any tracks. You can't figure out where to go. And the best that you can tell, Meerkat, is that you're to go left from your ritual casting earlier and then out into the snow and a hard left from there. It's the only possible link you have at this moment.
Quick question.
All right,
Yes.
Ring. Oh.
Sorry. There was a. You said the awning didn't have any snow on it.
The awning doesn't have any snow under it. The awning has snow.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
right.
Okay.
It's the one place where there wasn't snow that was occupying the ground. You were going to say something, Meerkat?
All right, Raincloud. It appears as though we've got 2 options here. I even though my locate animal spell did not work perfectly, I am getting an inkling it's over to the left a little bit, just kind of like further on beyond the house. We could also perhaps try going to the stables where we saw that, well, you said you saw someone walking around there earlier. I was already barging into the house. where the pegasi are, and we could investigate there, and worst comes to worst, we try to get those pegasi to take us home. So we've got those 2 options. I will leave it up to you. Either one seems to have some validity.
I'm sorry. What was the first option?
Oh, well, I'm getting a sense of, where Lady Amathea might be, but it's more of a vague region.
Yes, let's follow that. I don't think that beautiful stable boy is going to be much use, nor are those pegasi going to bring us home of their own volition. Yes.
Oh, you didn't mention he was beautiful.
Oh, stunning, intimidatingly so.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, let's work up our game a little bit before we go. Maybe just go see him. Follow me. We'll go this way, and we're gonna start heading towards the direction that I sense that Lady Amathea may be in, the general region.
The town is set up in such a way that there is a main road, and then every space between every house is relatively large, as if you could put another entire building between them. There's so much room, as if somebody designed this and laid it out with a future thought or intent to add new things at some future date, and it does not look like there has been anything added to this village. It is quaint, it is quiet. It is so quiet that when you hear the door open to the bakery, you can hear it as if you were standing next to it. And out steps a strapping person, a tall, full-bodied person.
God, everyone in this town is just hot, aren't they?
It is a dwarf carrying a very tall dwarf, 5 foot, 5'2". Matter of fact, you've never seen a dwarf quite that tall, carrying a large basket of baked goods. The dwarf takes a few steps and seems to focus in not on your movement, but instead on your breathing, as if it can sense you, even though they were heading away from you. And as she turns around and looks at you, she says, "Ho there."
Oh, hello.
Salutations.
I do not know either of you. Who might you be, and what brings you so late at night to our fair city? Town, village, locale? That's the wrong word.
Yes, there are many words for domiciles. Do you not happen to be familiar with a Lady Amathea, do you? About 12 pounds, large.
Everyone knows Lady Amathea. She is a cat of great renown.
Beautiful. You wouldn't happen to know where she is right now. We're doing a little bit of a job for Maria, and we are trying to locate this missing cat.
Both of you should roll insight.
Mother of
Oh my
God.
gosh, 3.
5.
3 and 5. Excellent. Hori's response at this moment, the dwarf's response, is to turn away from you. Say, just a moment. And turns away from you, opens the door to the bakery back up, sets the baked goods inside on the floor, and then closes the door, kind of takes a deep breath, and then says, "What do you know?"
We know she is missing.
And is that all you know she's missing? Where was she seen last? Who saw her? Maria hired you? When did she hire you? How did you get here? Were you summoned? Did she bring you here from outside? I don't recognize you, therefore that must be true. And you can see that this person, this dwarf, is just sort of rattling up their amount of it, not interrogation, but like changing from a baker to someone who is thoroughly invested in helping find this cat, as if it is very, very important.
Yeah, I mean, we can just relay all the information that we have.
Excellent. And you do, and as soon as you finish, the dwarf had not moved. The dwarf had stuck exactly where she was, her feet firmly planted, and her full attention was on you. At which point she says, "So we think the cat came out the door chasing 2 potential thieves or ruffians, yes?"
Yep, that about tracks it down.
Immediately, she moves around you, counting your footprints, counting the footprints of the 2 pegasi that went through earlier that are horses, as we were calling them, making kind of an assessment, looking, moving little bits of snow, and then turns to you and says, As you know, I am on a schedule like everyone else here, and my schedule cannot be disrupted. But I have some insight to offer you if you're willing to hear it and don't take affront to me being so bold.
Oh no, that is fine. We are both relatively low on the intelligence poll. We are much more of we're a performative bunch, so please, any insight you have would be most gracious.
It would be very obvious, I'm sure, to both of you that the 3 creatures that came out of here would look like 6, and I could see why you would be confused. It would seem that the one, no doubt Lady Almathea, 4-pawed, grew 2 sizes within the first 6 steps out the door. As you can see from the paw prints inside the snow just beneath it here. And she pulls out a lantern to spotlight exactly what she's looking at. And she shows you very clearly that cat's paws of a medium size were made, a small size, excuse me, and then large-sized paw prints seem to grow out of the cat, like the cat grew 2 full sizes in paw prints, while at the same time, the 2 other creatures seem to shrink in size to the size of mice, and the cat, no doubt, was chasing it. And as you can see, they ran around, no doubt, back behind the house. I hope you will not assume too much of me, that I must follow the schedule, in spite of how important it is that Lady Almathea be found and put back before 6 a.m., yes? Before 6 a.m.?
Yes. Could I ask you one question? I mean, first off, thank you so much for all your help. But what is this schedule that we keep hearing about? Why is everyone in this town so beholden to schedule?
You ever have a perfect day?
Yes, I'm sure I have.
I'm sure you have. Forgive me, I must go.
Okay. Well, thank you again.
Of course. Good luck, and if you should need more help, I free up between 4:30 and 4:38.
That sounds frightful, but very well.
I'm thinking I maybe should have had to learn to read time before coming here.
I know. There's not even a clock tower around. How are they all keeping to these schedules?
Oh my god, you can't either? Oh, thank God. Okay.
I mean, how long is a minute? I've no idea.
God, thank you. Oh, I feel so much better. Let's just keep pretending.
I mean, when I say I sleep for 16 to 18 hours, I mean, I gauge that by how I feel afterwards and what I've been told about how long I sleep. That is kind of my only point of reference. And I mean, imagine being that hot and that uptight at the same time. There's something fishy going on here.
I don't know. Those two frequently go hand in hand together.
Well, maybe we're attracted to different things then.
Raincloud and Meerkat, would you please both roll perception? And also, interrupting your dialogue about midway into that conversation you just had, you heard 4 distinct chimes emanating from somewhere, but easily being heard all around the town.
I got a 9 on my perception.
Excellent.
In the tradition of rolling well on the things that I have good bonuses in, and vice versa, I got a 23 on perception.
Excellent.
Very hot and cold.
It does look like the dwarf went back, opened the door, picked up the bundle, never turned back to look at you, and hurriedly moved away from Maria's house down toward the many other buildings in the village, as if trying to make up lost time. You also see that behind this building is a shed. Maria's building is very, very large, and you pick up 2 distinct things. You can almost see the tracks as laid out by Hori when she came and pointed them out to you, leading towards that shed, as she indicated. But you can also notice 3 things about the shed. 1, the shed looks like the same wooden architecture that kind of makes up most of this place. 2, you realize that none of the wood is wood. All of the wood in this place instead is stone made to look like wood, as if they were looking for a thematic and didn't want to lose it, but wanted the structures to be stronger and more robust.
when I'm looking at this kind of like stone structure here, does it look as though it's been weathered by time? Like, does it look as though there is like use of it, or does it look like it's just kind of new?
It looks like it has been here for 1,000 years.
All right.
The other thing you notice as you approach the shed, and I'm not saying you went over to the shed, but as you closed a little to get a better look, you realize the shed is not a wooden shed. It is not a stone shed. It is made of steel. You see that from the glint of the moon off it. You also see that the door that is closed seems almost impenetrable. Your skills in this area of opening things and going in places maybe you shouldn't indicate that this was made to stop anyone from ever entering it. It is foreboding in just its appearance.
There is so much happening here that I just not only do not understand, but it seems as they are actively hiding it.
This is very fishy, this entire place. Even if there wasn't a mystery afoot, it's giving me the willies. Should we continue to investigate the town, just see what we can take in? Or...
Yes, I almost want to see what I think that maybe one of the hints to this should be the schedules that everyone seems to be so strictly adhering to. Maybe if we can get a better sense of what people are doing with their day, we can maybe see what might be missing. Maybe the fact that Lady Amathea seems to be going off their schedule. Perhaps we could find somebody else whose schedule has been affected by their disappearance. That perhaps it would give us a clue to see where Lady Amathea might now be.
I'm also wondering if Lady Amathea turned into a gigantic cat and the assailants, or whatever we're calling them, became tiny. I mean, any cat worth its salt would easily catch such two little tiny things and dispatch of them or toy with them and probably bring them back to their owner. None of this has happened. It seems unusual, but by the same token, this seems like not an ordinary cat to begin with. But I daren't speculate as to why.
So many questions, not enough answers.
I wish Pigeon Mocha were here.
At that moment, a very loud, clear roar comes from the shed. You don't think the rest of the town could hear it, but where you're standing and the way that metal kind of resounds, it's as if it was a speaker aimed directly at your ears, and you hear it as clear as day. And there we will take a break.
Oofa!
Yikes.
We hope that you're enjoying this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Please leave us a review on iTunes.com. You can subscribe to receive new episodes through your podcast player or by visiting firebreathingkittenspodcast.com or finding us on YouTube. Can you think of someone who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. We don't pay to advertise this show, so the only way we can grow is through the support of listeners like you. Thank you. You can find more adventures on Amazon.com in the bookstore, Fire Breathing Kittens, all one word, podcast. That's right, you can curl up with a good book based on one of our podcast episodes. The authors do a really great job of adapting them into fun novels. We also have official merchandise on Redbubble.com. Yes, that's right, you really can own a notepad with the Fire Breathing Kitten logo on the front.
Let's pick up. Would both of you roll 20-sided die? The closest to 10 will give us our... I was like, I already know I'm going to roll a 10.
Well,
I got 19.
I rolled a 9, so...
All right. You get to tell us what has occurred to just give us a summation, and we'll pick back up. And I'll start with welcome back to Fire Breathing Kittens. Our podcast today features the one and only Raincloud Moonglow.
Shazam!
And Meerkat.
Hello.
Meerkat, why don't you tell us what's occurred so far?
Well, after finding 2 pegasi outside of the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild home, Raincloud and Meerkat hopped aboard and flew to the mysterious town of Brigade, where Brigade? Is that correct?
Brigade is fine. You're fine.
Meerkat and Raincloud, hopping aboard these 2 pegasi, sailed to the mysterious town of Brigade, where they ran into Maria Sklodowska, who is missing her dear cat, Lady Amathea. But it seems that there is a strange occurrence happening in this town here, as everyone is adhering to some mysterious schedule that seems to be a very, very, very important that everyone stay aboard. Meerkat and Raincloud followed some footsteps out in the snow and ran into Hori, a dwarf baker, who seemed to give them a little bit more illumination, and that Lady Amathea may be more important than both of them even seemed to realize. Just as they were floundering about trying to figure out where they would go next, they heard a loud cry echo from a shed beneath the baker's house.
Excellent, thank you. And there is that sound of almost a cry-like roar coming from the shed behind Maria's house, and you've been looking around the town. What would you like to do next?
All right, now, Raincloud, I do feel as though I can't ignore just that. I can't ignore that roar. I know you're a rogue. I don't know any ways of getting. Is there perhaps a chance we could try to get this door open to see what was going on in there?
You know, I think this might be a door that my retractable claws could get open. I may not even need the thieves' tools. Let's try it. Okay, can I investigate where this was coming from?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and roll your investigation.
Okay. I'm still on a extra. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yes.
Am I still on a boost for that?
It's going to stay till about 6:15 for you.
And I'm going to stay rolling total garbage. I rolled a 4 plus 1.
Your investigation indicates that this door is impenetrable. That short of some miracle, you don't see how you could get through the door. And just for clarity, Meerkat, do you have any interest in rolling investigation at this point?
Absolutely. I'm looking at this door as well, with my fervid eyes, taking a look to see what might be going on around here with my 10.
Oh, excellent. You are able to see some footprints. It's right at the base of the door, and you see that there is just about that big of a gap, maybe 4 inches at the most at the base of the door. That little teeny tiny gap doesn't make the door any less impenetrable, but you can see the 2 sets of bipedal footprints that were very tiny, like mouse size, ran and slid under that door. You also see one not giant, that's the wrong sizing. You see one large cat paw print right before the door off to the left-hand side, and it looks like the cat was trying to pivot to slam into the door, kind of like running at a fast rate to catch these little creatures and slam into the door, only there was no contact.
Could I discern what type of a roar it was that we heard?
Oh yeah, roll your perceptions.
Okay, 9.
15.
Raincloud, you're not sure if you can tell anything more than a roar, but when you two kind of have a little conversation about it, it's very clear Meerkat thinks it was a large cat, like a leopard or a tiger, and you're kind of like, I should know that. You did not.
All right, here's the thing. We have to get into the shed.
We have to get into the shed.
Yes, it's as far as clues go, this is definitely the biggest one that we've come across so far. Yeah, I don't know if you have any like fun, clever ways of getting in. I don't have much in the terms of arcane ability that might be able to, poke a hole through the veil, so to speak.
I mean, our friend Maria was quite cagey about her potions, but maybe she has one that could shrink us down For like 20 seconds and then back to normal fighting size? That seems like a long shot.
Could I try to like lean down on the ground, shuddering because the snow is very cold and I am not used to the cold weather, and to try to like peek under the door frame? You said there was a little bit of space between the base, like an inch or so. Is that something?
It's about 4 inches. You could almost like get a paw or a hand slid under, but you couldn't get very far beyond that just because of the thickness of the door. The door looks very, very thick. Possibly 8 to 12 inches of thickness.
Okay.
I say, I did bring with me my infiltration tools, including a steel mirror. I've got a small little mirror that we could possibly use to look inside and see what's going on.
Yes, that sounds quite good. I think that might be a very smart move there.
Did I do something smart? I say, it's a first.
Congratulations are indeed in order.
Thank you.
Clap, clap,
Thank
clap,
you.
clap.
As you both get down on the ground trying to look underneath the door, would you please both roll perception for me?
10.
Oh my god. 8.
You both working together kind of move the snow out of the way to make it a little more comfortable for you to lay on. And as you do, you see that there is a mat.
Inside?
No. Outside the door.
Oh, does it say anything on it?
You'd have to brush away and actively work to see that.
Does it have anything underneath it?
Does it? It does. It has a key.
You see? Always bring a rogue.
Meerkat is still looking underneath the door, looking into the room.
It's very thick.
Raincloud is standing there smugly, waiting a little too long for him to stand up. Meerkat.
Huh?
Always bring a rogue.
Oh, okay, I don't have to write that down.
There was a key under the. Okay, never mind. All right, I'm going to try the key in the door.
Excellent. You see that the key looks like it fits, but it looks like it has multiple positions the key can take. It might be worthy of your time to use maybe some skills or work together to potentially investigate, look at, again, using your myriad skills that you might have to...
Maybe my Thieves' Tool +6 would help me with that?
I think that might. I think this particular case,
Someone was looking at my character sheet.
All right, well, here's the thing. I really want to get into this door here. I cannot offer too much in terms of utility in breaking into this shed, but I can absolutely help you try to get in here. Meerkat's going to put both his hands on Raincloud's shoulders and cast Enhance Ability using Cat's Grace to give you advantage on any dexterity checks.
Ooh. I say, this feels marvelous. Advantage?
Advantage.
Yes. And what skill are you...
I rolled an 8 the first time.
What skill are you using here, Raincloud?
Sleight of hand, please.
Excellent, thank you.
So I got a 17.
You got a 17 with the bonuses. You're able to tell there looks like there's 6 or 7 positions that would make this work. Your sleight of hand gives you a little indication that maybe there's some traps, and maybe there's some things that make this situation much, much worse. And so if you have any other skills or anything you want to bring to bear before you try one of these, just let me know.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do a check for traps.
Oh, excellent.
First.
Okay.
Oh, and actually, before you do that, Tuna off my shoulder is going to say, and here is a little bit of luck to help you get through this, because this is very dangerous trap. And blow a little kiss, and I'm going to give you a die of Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So now...
Always bring a bard.
I was going to say, bring a bard, bring a thief. Sorry, rogue. Forgive me.
And actually, before we continue, so it's a D6 right now is my Bardic die. And because of my Bardic College, with the ability check, you get to roll 2 die of that and then pick whichever you would like.
I see. So... To recap, I am rolling a perception check for checking for traps.
I'm thinking you can, if you so desire, roll thieves' tools in this particular case. Even though it's a key.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so +6 and then plus advantage d6.
Correct.
Okay.
Did you roll a 1?
I rolled a 1. But it's not an attack roll, so it's not an auto crit. According to the official Wizards of the Coast Dungeons and Dragons rules, but it's DM's discretion, obviously.
Think of this as an attempt at a dexterity roll. You're trying to get the key into the right position. You think you have it. The key slips in your hand, literally goes too far, and you feel a little prick in your left or your right thumb. I'm assuming you're right-handed. Yeah, You feel a little prick in your right thumb.
Oh.
Wait.
Should I roll these d6? Am I using this roll, or did I just fail?
Because of enhanceability, you wait. Yeah. Oh wait, no. It's Thieves' Tools is not a dexterity check. Yeah. Shoot.
Oh, whoa.
It is based on a dex check. It is.
Oh, if it is, then you do have advantage on that because of enhanceability.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to buff you as much as I can.
Because there was luck and enhanceability. Okay, I'm losing track. All right.
I'm out there performing on the side, doing a little jig.
Okay, well I rolled a 9, but that's +6.
Okay.
And plus, I rolled snake eyes on the d6s, but +7 total. So 16.
16. Okay. So you see the little needle jump out, and right as it does, it just touches your finger before you get it away. It never actually penetrates, and you are quick enough to get your hand away and realize that is the wrong setting. You reach back down, pull the key out just the right way, and turn it, and you hear the mechanism of the door start to undo. It is not a quick process. It is a slow, methodical unwinding. You can hear as if a whole bunch of gears are being changed, and at the same time you hear grinding noises, and you also hear what sounds like a giant spring or coiled set of bands slowly unwrapping. The noise can be heard everywhere in the town.
Oops.
That does not sound good. Oh, good jeez.
Is this door by any chance flanked by big planters or flower pots that we can quickly duck behind, or is there anywhere we can, or does my natural snow camouflage help us at all in this situation?
You theoretically, your snow camouflage, you could dodge away, leaving Meerkat to stand in front of the door and hide in the snowy wood just past the shed by about 130 feet.
Yeah, I'll stay here.
No. I'll. Don't worry, old chap. I've got your back. Let's ride this one out.
Oh gosh, we knew this was a risk when we went to try to open this mysterious shed with a loud creature within.
And Meerkat, I'm all in here. I refuse to be trapped for eternity in a place where everyone's lives are based on a strict schedule and they won't deviate from it. I'd sooner die.
No chance for spontaneity, even if everyone that we've seemed to meet so far has been smoking.
I know. And I mean, I presumably, they don't have much entertainment here. I'm sure you could make a handsome living. But let's not dwell on that.
All right, well, hold on a minute.
This door? Is it open
Maybe
yet?
that sounds like something I might be interested in.
No,
Oh, but yes, of course, for later. We'll see what's in here first.
I mean, you're welcome to stay after we find out how to leave.
Meerkat, you're envisioning the very first time you ever stepped on stage. You were courageous and brave, and you remember it. But at this moment, you're thinking of all the things, all the doubts, all the fears that cropped up in your brain at that moment. Because you're standing here as this loud noise is so overwhelming and slow that you see lights all over town start to turn on. Because you can imagine that when this door is open, people in town are supposed to know. It's intended to do everything it's doing. And you cannot do anything but wait.
So is this door open enough that I could potentially try to see into it?
No, it actually hasn't moved. Whatever unlocking mechanisms are still churning inside it. As I mentioned, it looks to be 8 to 12 inches thick. And whatever mechanisms bar it from being opened, that little key turn just initiated the opening. And the sound is so overwhelmingly loud that whoever invented this, whoever designed it, intended for people to know when it was open and being closed.
All right, Raincloud. If you can try to keep opening this door here, I will try to, maybe fend off anyone that might be coming our way. I have a dark feeling that opening this might lead to some unwanted visitors. If you can maybe keep trying to get it open to see what is going on inside, I will have your 6, as they call it.
Excellent. Can I get
Perfect.
2 perception rolls, please? You may work in concert for this roll if you so desire.
15.
15.
18.
Oh, excellent. You hear Hori's deep voice as she seems to go around town reassuring everybody that everything's okay and that they should maintain their normal schedule.
Cool. I mean, they left the key under the mat. I don't think we're doing anything too untoward here.
5 full minutes.
Jesus.
5 full minutes. You are sure, as a brilliant rogue, that this door is supposed to take this long, that there wasn't a different setting, that the intention was that when the door was open, everybody would be aware, and therefore any thief who would dare to be foolish enough to try to open it would be found out immediately. Or at least in 5 minutes.
It's a good system.
All that being said, the door does eventually open. Inside is a small lit room about the size of what you'd expect the shed to be, only a little smaller because it does look like every single part of the wall made of steel, including the door, is 12 inches thick. It is amazing that you were able to hear any sound, except this room also seems to be some sort of echo chamber. It seems to enhance any sounds inside the room. And you see beyond this room a long corridor. You're not sure what's illuminating this room, but you also see 2 signs.
What do the signs say?
Meerkat is going to walk inside to go take a look and see what these signs are saying.
Okay, there's a sign on the left-hand wall. It's kind of immediately to the left when you walk in, but it's on the wall facing towards the door. And as you look at it, it has some words. You're not sure if you can discern it. It appears to be in a language you do not know. In this particular case, you may be able to recognize that it is Draconic, but you don't know any of the words, as I understand. Is that correct?
I don't know what any of this is saying right now. Is this a language you know?
I mean, it looks like abyssal, but no, sorry.
There are 2 iconic representations. One suggests death, and the other suggests thieves. You're not sure what it's saying, but it's definitely there. There is another sign. It is to the right. You actually have to close the door to be able to see it.
Close it fully, or can we close it over?
You don't have to close it fully, but you do have to. You have to move it away from the open space you walk through.
I think because I imagine Raincloud entered the room first because Meerkat was dutifully holding his 6, and I think as Meerkat came in, probably closed the door to the room to try to keep out any potential ne'er-do-wells who are trying to chase after them.
Okay, what does this other sign say then?
Okay. Respect and tribute to all those who created this chamber to house the work of the great Baroness of Ice. It's written in common. It's very clear. It is 16 paragraphs long. Roll your perception checks.
14.
20.
Both of you recognize there is another message embedded deeply in the words that are written here. As if written in thieves' cant. It says,
Delightful.
Any thief who would dare breach the threshold of this chamber will suffer a fate so far worse than death, pain and suffering, that they would wish they had never been born.
I mean, I consider myself more of a swashbuckler than a thief. If we're putting labels on things. I mean, thieves' tools. I got them from a thief. Doesn't make me a thief. Anyway.
No, labels are so arbitrary, It's like,
Aren't
thief, swashbuckler. It's a self-identification that's really what's important at the end.
Yeah, it's reductive. Yes. And that's a fate worse than death.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, maybe you should take the 4 in this situation, not being as identifiably thievish as myself.
What? You mean I am not identified as a thief? He's just very loud yelling in this shed. No, I understand where you're coming from there. Yeah, I mean, just... and he's just kind of like looking around like, I don't see any death. Actually, looking around, like, what do I see inside this shed?
Oh, excellent. It's very sparse, minimalistic, very much in the style of Maria's home. It has, it seems to be of the same architecture inside as you saw in her place, as the bathroom, as well as the workshop and the other room, as well as what you saw in the bedroom. That being said, there are obviously 2 creatures that live in this space. They are very large, and you should both roll your survival skills or work together to roll a single roll, however you like.
Well, I got a 12.
8.
The 2 of you are pretty sure you're facing some sort of dragon, some sort of drake, some sort of creature, and there are 2 of them that would represent hindquarters and a tail, and then 4 paws that occasionally reach down and touch the ground and go on 4 with a long tail that sweeps the ground behind it.
Oh, jeez.
There are also, off in the corner, opposite the door you came in, on the ground, what at first doesn't look like anything, it appears that there are indentations in the floor. If you walk over to them and check on them, you will need to make a sleight of hand or an investigation roll.
Sleight of hand.
Oh, 25.
19.
You push on them, the indentations on the floor, and rising up from the ground are 4 bowls. In 2 of the bowls are liquid, clear, looks like water. In the other 2 bowls are bits of meat and kibble and some sort of food that creatures would eat. The lettering on each bowl is 4 in number. Again, in that language you can't determine. However, you may make a history/intelligence roll at this point, and you may work together or separately as you so desire.
I think we should work together on this one.
Yes, I may give you the help action on this one.
I mean, my history isn't great. It kind of tends to go in one ear and out the other.
Yes, I'm gonna guess ours are, if not equal, very
okay,
close.
You give me the help action then.
All right.
Oh. I don't know if you can help a 3.
Well, I believe the help action gives you advantage.
It does.
I am looking,
11.
Yeah, I am looking through songs of old that I know, just kind of like through all the towns I've visited, trying to see if I remember any bits of lore.
Oh yes, that melody rings a bell.
It does. It lets you know that there is a song. There is a song that comes from an ancient fairy tale. It originated in Draconic. It is passed around in Draconic, and even to this day, the bard is aware that this song still uses the 2 words to describe the 2 drakes in that song. So as your minds are churning, you come to this moment where you're like, Fee and Fi. And it's spelled F-I-E-E, pronounced Fee, and Fi, F-I-G-H, like sigh with an F. And you know this because it is such a tune, and it just so happens you have both seen the lettering and wording in this way in things you have read, and you know the song by heart as children are taught it.
Oh, yes, this is just a children's song. I mean, we must all know this one.
Yes. Remind me of the gist.
Oh, yes. Oh, it goes to something along like that. Fee and fi they go along, as you hear this merry song, for they have much mystery to learn, for they solve answers that you yearn. Yeah, it was a very mysterious song. They did not give many details in it, but it's mostly used for games, with the hoops and sticks and such, and some balls thrown upon the court.
Yes, of course.
But yes.
Wonderful rendition, by the way.
Thank you. Tuna's been giving me lessons.
At that moment, as the song was just reaching its end, you heard the distinctive sound of the door closing on its own. And then you hear the excruciating grinding noise as it starts relocking, and you realize the key is still in the door.
Well, this is the sacrifice.
I suppose we've no choice. Onward down the hallway? It was a hallway, wasn't it?
It is a hallway. It is also illuminated in a way you're not sure. You both should roll perception or survival at this point. You may again work together or apart as you so desire.
Well, you went first last time, so maybe I'll go first this time to take a look and see what might be going on. And Nick, knees quaking, Meerkat is gonna walk forward into this hallway and roll perception.
Excellent.
And if you want to give him the help action, beautiful.
Yeah, I put my hand on his shoulder to steady his shaking.
And with that, his knees remain solid, and he, with a newfound bravery, uses his 20 perception roll to walk forward into this hall.
The hall is illuminated, as I mentioned. It is a good 12. Maybe even 13. It's an odd shape hall. Not odd, it's symmetrical perfectly, but it's 13 feet in every direction. And again, it has that kind of thick overall steel sense about it, and every noise you're making is echoing. This place is meant for you to hear everything in it. That being said, you also hear some distinct noises coming from down the hallway, and it's a ramp. It's slightly dropping. If you were dwarves, you would see that there is a decline, and you would be able to tell what degree it's at. But it's a pretty sharp decline. If you were an older person trying to walk down this, you'd probably need a general to walk with you to keep you from falling. So it's a distinct... sorry, I couldn't help myself. It's a distinct sharp drop as it's going down. And it does seem to continue down for about 100 feet.
And as I'm kind of looking around at it, I know it's very lightly illuminated. Are there any signs that this is a trodden path? Does this seem to be fresh, or does it seem that someone has maybe walked it recently?
There are 4 or 5 distinct sets of... Not distinct. There are 2 sets of 2 bipedal, and you see that those are consistent with the ones you saw sneak under the door. You can't tell in this size what race or type of creature they may be, even with your excellent roll. But you can tell they're bipedal and they were running. The other thing you can see is there's some large cat paws, right? That are hitting, but they're inconsistent. You're not accounting for all the paws. And third, you see 2 sets of lizard-esque creatures that obviously trailed, but their prints are everywhere. They obviously roam these halls all the time, and there are different stages of paw print and tail swipe that date back a very long time. Your roll was excellent, and you were able to discern quite a bit from it. Oh, and there's one other serious note. It's subtle, and only because you rolled so well, only really engaging it so well, are you able to discern that there are tracks. There are tracks on the ground in the steel, They're very slight. They're minute millimeters. And there are tracks exactly in the same places. There's 2 tracks on the ground. There's 2 tracks on the walls. And there's 2 tracks on the ceiling. And they are worn and clear, but they are not obvious because of their lack of depth. So you did really well to discern and see that they're all around.
By tracks, you mean like
grooves.
Rails?
Not,
grooves, okay.
Yeah, the other way around, like indentures, kind of like you saw with the food bowls.
And they look old. They don't look very recent, correct?
That is correct. They look like they've been here since time began, or at least as far back as you can.
Well, I've got nothing.
What is this place?
It feels as though we've stumbled into something that maybe beyond our grasp. We usually go for a lot more. The 2 of us are usually a bit more mild in the jobs that we take.
I mean, give me a couple of unruly goblins in a cave any day, I'll be dancing around, one arm behind my back, poking them this way and that, but yes.
It feels as though we've found a town that time may have forgotten.
Yes, it's all very high concept.
Fascinating. I do feel as though, at this point, we've worked so hard to get in. We may want to just continue going down. But, maybe carefully. Maybe, let's try to be a little quieter as we continue down this hallway.
Could I get 2 history checks, please? 1 each in individual, no assistance.
Oh my god.
Natural 1!
So that's a 3 for me.
You continue to stumble forward, completely clueless of any historical note or idea of what you are in.
I have heard before that there are cats that walk on the ceiling, so maybe this is just like a typical ceiling cat.
I mean, I have convinced people that I could walk on the ceiling.
Yeah.
People are willing to believe that.
I bet that works.
Yeah, let's not test it.
When you reach the bottom of the incline, there is a natural turn in the wall. It is sharp 90-degree turn, and it continues down another 100 feet, and then it makes another turn very sharply. And just by this, without any masterful skill or need to understand architecture, you believe at this point this ramp is leading you back underneath the town, at least underneath Maria's house. So you've basically made a series of turns, and you're now going back underneath. When you do, you see that it continues flat, and it no longer declines. All 3 of them had been declining or going down previously, and then this one is kind of flat. And you are imagining that you are somewhere under the heart of the town right now, as you see before you what can only be described as 2 hallways branching to the left. One, and then about 13 feet later, another.
Maybe I should investigate.
Is there a way we can take a look to see what these footprints that seem to be older than time, if they're navigating towards any particular one of these hallways?
It does look like they all move in the same way, and it looks like there are grooves. So if you think of them less as footprints and more of grooves in equally spaced in the 13-foot high, 13-foot wide, right? If you think of it as that, they're exactly splitting as in 2/3, each part of the wall, each part of the floor, each part of the ceiling.
Okay.
Is there any indication that these corridors maybe could rotate, which would account for the fact that there are footprints on the sides and the roofs? And
nothing you see would indicate that. And you do notice all the footprints, except for the 2 lizard-like creatures, are on what you would consider the floor. They've all been on the down ramps, right? The lizard creatures seem to be able to move literally on all 4 parts.
Okay.
But most of the other footprints, now that you've walked for almost 400 yards in this, you see that. Oh no, okay, this makes sense. Yeah,
that's good to know, because my next play was going to be to try to walk up the ceiling, but I'm not going to do that now.
And the building does seem to be made of steel. The corridors are steel. The shed was steel. You're not sure you've seen a seam or a rivet. You've not seen anything that would indicate any break in it at all.
All right, now here, Raincloud, it didn't work quite well the first time, but now that we're at a crossroads, some might say, of two different lines, which one are we going to take? I'm happy to try to cast Locate Animal again to see if we can find the Lady Amathea. If that seems like the best move here, unless you have any other strategy or way that we should proceed.
That sounds like a capital idea.
All right, now what the other thing we should mention? I'm happy to with my spellcasting abilities, I'm very happy to ritually cast it. However, I do know we are on a deadline of sorts, and it may be more beneficial for me to cast it immediately. I'm able to use some more of my ability to do it immediacy as opposed to some meditation that may take up to 10 minutes.
I mean,
on that note, you hear a chime ring out, indicating 4 chimes and a half, just like you heard earlier since you've been in this town, indicating it is 4:30.
All right, I'm just going to cast it then.
Can I say I find those half chimes so unnerving. The way they just cut off like that. It really...
Yes,
they don't resolve.
Because normally a chime has a peak and then it transcends into the valley. These chimes seem to just go straight to the peak and then cut off very abruptly. It's very...
There's no decay.
There's no decay. It's very unnerving to listen to.
Very unnatural. Okay, let's get casting.
All right. I'm just going to cast Locate Animal again on Lady Amathea. This time not ritual, so burning a second level spell slot.
Okay.
It's gonna look identical as before, where except this time, instead of me and Tuna looking to each other's eyes, both of our eyes just kind of flash with this bright green energy, and it just courses over us.
You have to approach a little closer to really get a sense of where, but you know that Lady Amathea is merely 20 yards ahead of you. And you're right. In the space, you don't feel the restrictions. You don't feel that there's something inhibiting your ability to detect. The cat is definitely in this space. The cat is through some walls ahead of you. You're just not sure which doors or pathways to take. It's not that clear because in a straight line, the cat is very clearly dead ahead.
All right, she's definitely here. Lady Amathea is absolutely within our reach here. She seems to be down one of these 2 halls. Unfortunately, I cannot determine which is which.
Your guess as you approach and look at both the halls is it's the second one. That you should continue past the first one and go to the second one. It's the most likely.
All right, my guess would be to go down the second hall. Does that sound good to you, Raincloud?
Sounds good.
All right, well, why don't you lead the way? Just for, you seem the bravest of us all. That gold trim on your outfit, that might reflect some light if we are to see anyone going past.
And indeed, it might dazzle any potential assailants. Okay, I shall lead the way. Maybe I want to stealth cautiously down this corridor.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll your stealth check.
Yeah, 16.
Oh, yeah. You feel you're pretty confident you're not making any noise as you make the rotation. You see ahead a doorway that's open, and you're able to hear... you heard a really loud growl earlier, and that growl seems to have dropped a few octaves. And if you'll give me a perception check with advantage, because this particular sound you should be able to make out well.
Are we both making 24. A check, or is this just...
This would be for our friend who is part cat and would appreciate this better than anyone. It sounds like the cat is shrinking.
Huh.
You heard the loud roar twice now. This sound is very small, and you can appreciate that the cat was large before. You hear this sound, you know what a domesticated cat would sound like. This is somewhere between that. You also hear somebody saying, "Nice kitty, nice kitty. Be nice to me, kitty. Don't hurt me, kitty."
Okay, and what can I see?
You see a partially open door, and you see you've come to the end of the corridor, and it makes a sharp left-hand turn. You passed one corridor, and when you look down that corridor, you see that it opens into a door. As you slip down it, you are hearing those noises just louder and louder. And as you peek into the door, you see a cat as big as a person. And the cat is keeping what looks like a human being crouched down behind it, behind a bunch of boxes that suddenly make perfect sense to you. It looks like a giant puzzle because each one of the boxes is exactly 12 feet, and it has little rolling balls, if you will, evenly dividing on all sides, as if these containers that are exactly 12 feet by 12 feet by 12 feet fit perfectly in here. And whoever this person is that's hidden in here has kind of pulled the boxes around them and is hiding from the cat inside this space.
Okay, well, I think the first thing I want to do is beckon Meerkat, if he can see me, or get him, give him a little shh, keep it down, but come here. And yeah, so I can see this giant cat, and can tell that there's someone behind these boxes.
And can I get a perception check, assuming both of you are looking in the room at this point?
Yes, I'm following the lead with a 19.
20.
Excellent. By looking at the metal roofing, by looking at the ceiling and seeing down, by just using the room as a set of mirrors, you're able to see that inside that space that is being blocked is a 4 foot 3 inch tall dwarf. Looks like average dwarf you would see walking down the street back home. Nothing particularly stands out except this particular dwarf is brandishing a rapier and has in their other hand a dagger. At the same time, the one with the dagger is trying to hold one of the boxes, and the one with the rapier is trying to hold another box, keeping the boxes from sliding or moving away, as if that is their natural intent to do.
So one of the doors it's like holding on to these boxes, it's like they're lifting it up almost?
Not lifting it up. It's as if you really can't move these boxes outside of the rails they're on. So you have to slide them around inside the room, and they're touching both roof and ceiling. You can only see reflections through them at this point. They're very big, and only in the gaps where they're not touching can you see anything. It was very challenging. You had to be really careful in your perceptions to be able to see that there was a dwarf hiding. The cat is very clear. The cat is the Angora Turkish cat you've been looking for. It is pristine white and beautiful. No blood on the cat whatsoever that you can see. The cat is about your size. I apologize, not Moonglow size, because that's huge, but more, 5-footish and fairly solid in its pose. Every time one of the boxes moves, the cat changes position in hopes to get at the dwarf behind the boxes. The cat has not heard your stealthful approach.
Okay, well, I think at this point what I want to do is try and reason with this cat. Cat to cat. Of course, Raincloud remembers the cat's name. The player does not.
Lady Amathea.
Lady Amathea.
Amathea, okay. Well, the way Raincloud would do this is to approach purring. With a kind of a... and maybe try to say, Lady Amathea, good kitty, hello, lovely to meet you. Who's a good girl?
The cat initially is surprised by your stealthy approach. Obviously, all the noise coming in this room, and the noise is much louder in here. Every time one of those boxes shifts even a little bit, it seems to echo in this space. At the same time, the dwarf looks like you hear the dwarf as if it's trying to hold its breath. It's trying to be quiet and safe in this space. The cat, though, reacts to you at first with fright and then kind of with calm. And at the mention of her name, and she kind of sizes both of you up, she walks over and she rubs against you and purrs. You notice the cat shrink. Not a full size all at once, not rapidly, but over the next minute, the cat goes back to the normal size of a domesticated Angora Turkish cat.
Okay. I don't know. Meerkat, you want to do the talking here?
I will do the very best I can. You're a very cute kitty.
Oh no. Thank you. But I meant the dwarf.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, I've got one rather unconventional plan, but I suppose if there's any time for risk, now's the time. And if you are able to get away with this cat, it feels as though these dwarves are maybe keeping the cat somehow, or trying to keep it away from getting away. All things that I do not particularly care for. So what if I try to create a distraction with these dwarves here while you try to escape with Lady Amathea?
Well, I'm not sure I can get back out that godforsaken door.
Oh, you bring up a very good point that I'd completely forgotten about.
Look, I will cradle Lady Amathea here. I will continue stroking her behind her ear, a little scratch under the chin, perhaps, if she's into that. Just let her know that she's safe, and I shall keep her safe. But I think we need to reason with this gentleman who's hidden himself.
Can I get perceptions for both of you looking at the cat and being focused on the cat right now?
Oh my god, 24.
Excellent. And I'm seeing my friend Raincloud has frozen a little there. Raincloud, what did you get on your roll?
I got a 15.
Excellent, thank you. In this moment, you focus in very clearly on the cat's front forepaw, the left front forepaw, and you see in the second place over, away from its body, one of the claws has a large chunk of what looks like dwarven flesh. It's as big as their paw, and it is stuck to the claw. It doesn't take much thinking to realize that was probably relationally different just a moment ago, and it might have just been under the fingernail, but it is a large chunk of flesh that no doubt was pulled from the dwarf.
All right, at this point, it feels as though the cat. It feels as though Lady Amathea and the dwarves are at odds somehow. I think it may be as though we may not be able to escape immediately, but it might be to our best benefit if I'm able to distract these dwarves for a moment while you gain some escape with Lady Amathea.
Okay. It's just me. I'm just here. The cat attacked me. I ran away. I got shrunk somehow. I don't know. That's not important. I'm hiding from that guy. The cat hurt me. I'm bleeding. I've covered it up. I'm trying to protect myself from the cat. I just want you to know I'm scared of the cat. I don't want to be hurt by the cat. I don't know who you are, but please let me go. I just want to run away. I won't bother anybody. Don't let the cat hurt. Please let me go.
Oh dear. Can I roll an insight check? I want to take a look to see what this I'm a little sus of this dwarves' motives.
Oh, sure, absolutely. You're having trouble seeing their face. They're still hiding behind the boxes and pulling the boxes close.
Yeah, Meerkat's coming at this thinking that that the cat was being kidnapped, so that's their kind of inherent intuition. I rolled a 16 on insight.
16 on insight. You're pretty sure this guy is scared to death. Also, he wants to run away. He just wants to get away. You're pretty sure there's other reasons that are in there. But it's an inside check without actually seeing their full body and face. So it's hard to discern. So it's a bit of a challenge to fully appreciate.
All right, my friend, do you know how to get out of here?
Yeah, you run back up all those stupid ramps, you get to the front door, and you run the hell out of there. When I came in, I was very small, so I slid under the door, and I don't know. I'll figure something out, but just don't let the cat kill me. If I just get out of this room. Oh wait, are those dragons still around?
Dragons?
There is one corridor we didn't check. I presume they're down that one if they're anywhere.
Okay. All right. Look, I'll level with you.
I did some stupid things tonight I shouldn't have done, but all I want to do is get out of this frickin' town and get as far from here as I possibly can. And I think you two can probably appreciate that I don't want to be here and I don't want to cause anybody any harm. And look, I'm just going to do it. Here. He pushes one of the little carts away from him and holds his hand out, obviously having sheathed the rapier, and his right hand is holding out a vial. Both of you recognize it as one of the potions that was missing, and no doubt the longevity potion that was referenced earlier. I shouldn't have stolen it. I get it. It was a dumb thing to do. I just take it. That's all I took. I don't know nothing else. I'm not going to report nothing to nobody. I just need to get the hell out of here.
Yes, taking potions from others is very bad. And Meerkat's gonna grab the potion and put it in his little set. He's got like an inner pocket in his vest.
Okay.
Who sent you?
I can't tell you that.
Okay.
I can't tell you.
Then we can't save you.
I don't want to die. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to die.
We can't save you from these dragons if you won't tell us more information, because we can just leave you here with them. We can lock you in.
You of all people would threaten me? I admitted what I did. I did what I did, like you do what you do. We do our thing, and then we do our thing, and then we go away, and the job's done, and that's how it works. You know how this works.
We are here against our will. We were compelled to come here. Were you compelled?
My entire family will be wiped out if I say any more. Do you understand? I don't know what other kind of compelling there is. They told me there'd be a reward. They told me all these nice things, and then they threatened me. And he threatened me. And when he threatened me, I was scared because he's a scary guy. You know what I'm saying? Koisin he's untamed. I said too much.
Koisin. Well, that sounds like enough information to get your whole family killed already, so you may as well tell us the rest.
We were sent here to do a job, a little infiltration, a little knowledge gathering. We followed the sheriff. We figured out the process, how he goes out of town, how he comes into town. We found the town. You can't remember this town. You go away from this town, you forget this town. So we knew we had to do it all in one day. Luckily, Koisin takes good notes. He takes good notes, but then the notes got corrupted over time. You look at the notes. 2 days later, the notes don't make any sense to you. I don't understand this place. I'm scared, and I've got to tell you, rogue to rogue, this isn't right. I told you the truth. I gave you back what I found. There's an agreement, right? No harm, no foul.
Honor amongst thieves.
That's right. You understand?
I mean, you seem like a reasonable sort. What about your companion?
What about him? He ran down the other hall.
Oh,
Good riddance, I say. Hopefully those dragons killed him. I didn't say that. Hopefully everything went well for him and he's doing fine wherever he is. I just want to go.
He works for Koisin then, does he?
Oh, no, he is Koisin. I can't tell you who he worked for. Are you crazy?
Okay.
You have no idea where you are, do you?
No,
you don't recognize anything,
please enlighten us. I mean, can you tell us? We are stumped.
The greatest artificer who ever lived? Creator of all the greatest magic items, and then the vault. You're standing in her vault. You don't recognize a vault when you see one? Do you know what's inside this box? If I could open this box, I would never have to work another day in my life. My children would never. My grandchildren would live in a palace. I got to get out of here. I thought it would be a good gig. I thought it would be simple. I thought we come in, we do the job, we get the information, we get out, everybody goes home. That's all I know. That's all I want to know at this point. If I can live, if my kids get food and live for the rest of their natural lives, oh, Lord, I think I'm changing professions. Maybe I should be a butcher, maybe a candlestick maker. Anything but this. Listen, look at me. I don't want to die. I'm bleeding here. Just let me go. What's the harm? You got the cat, you got my flesh, you got the potion. Whatever you came looking for, the deal's done, right? Right?
Can I do an insight check? See if I think he's lying?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's 15.
You do not perceive that he is scared, he wants out, and he took a regrettable job. Those are the things he said, and they are consistent with what he's putting off emotion.
Meerkat, we've all been there. We've all taken the wrong job. We've all been up against it. I say we perhaps try to escape together.
Yeah, I see no reason to fault this man for the choices that they've made. Let's get out of here.
I need
And what-
perceptions from both of
9.
you individual. Excellent.
9.
17.
And then I need initiatives.
Oh boy.
Meerkat, you're not surprised by what happens next. Raincloud, you are.
19 perception, 18 initiative.
18 initiative, thank you.
26 initiative.
You are surprised, but you're at the top of the list.
They don't call it cat-like readiness for nothing. It's like when you surprise a real cat and they just involuntarily bounce 10 feet into the air.
Your perceptions both detect that somebody is coming around the corner down the hall toward y'all, and then you hear behind them two what can only be described as large scraping sound creatures. You're guessing on your relatively high perceptions that they are clawing into this metal to move. And so it's making this hideous fingers on chalkboard sound.
A quick question about our surroundings again. So these corridors just have enough space for these kind of metal crates and the ball bearings that they roll on. But the room we're in, what are the dimensions of that?
Oh, that's a great question, and I apologize for not making that clear. 13 feet by 5, and those boxes, as soon as the dwarf lets go of one, it finds its position in the room. It kind of, you're guessing some sort of force, probably magnetic, moves it to a position in the room where it is 13 feet from all the other ones, as if it's leaving space for those things to slide into.
Wait, so there's enough room on each wall for 10?
Oh, yes. There's room for more. They find the middle space, and there's room for 5 total. Each one goes to a place, specifically one against each wall, midway between each wall's area.
Okay.
Sorry
so
if that's not making sense.
Each wall would be 39 feet in length?
It'd be 5 times that, so it'd be 65 feet. Okay. And then in the middle is one of these crates. And as soon as he lets go, it just it doesn't move fast. It's not going to hurt anybody, but it slides into its position on the far wall. At the same time, that's when you see this really challenging looking orc step into the room. He's about 5'6", but he looks all weapons. He looks like a very violent, terribly dangerous, humanoid, civilized orc. And he seems to be wielding a rapier and a dagger as well.
Rogue off.
Oh dear.
This is going to get insufferable. The amount of quipping and tomfoolery. Brace yourself.
All right. First thing the rogue does, and at this point you're guessing it's Koisin. As soon as Koisin makes the turn and sees the room, kind of assesses the room, you hear the lizards coming behind him, but they seem to be fairly far back from the sound of it. And he makes an immediate attack with his dagger, throwing his dagger at the other rogue, the dwarven rogue. It is a hit, and it does... what is his damage with that? Oh, yeah. Sneak attack. Yep. Oh, well, there you go. Oof. Piercing the dwarf in the neck with a critical... It does look like the hill dwarf rogue that you were talking with was hit in the throat by the first dagger he threw. It catches him square just inside the artery, and it sticks. It doesn't tear the windpipe. It doesn't tear the artery, it looks like, but it's doing a significant amount of damage, and you both recognize that if he moves, it may cut the artery and quickly end his life.
Thanks.
It's very violent, very hideous. It's terrible.
Oh, so much at once.
That would be his turn. I believe we're skipping on this first round, Raincloud. So next up is Meerkat.
Does this the hill dwarf that was just hit? Does he look particularly like injured? Like, how bad does he look?
He's gonna die.
Okay. I'm going to cast Healing Word on him then. In which case, like, my friend, please don't die yet. Well, there's so much we don't know. And I need to know. And I'm gonna heal him for 5 health. 5 hit points, yeah.
Excellent.
That's my action.
And this doesn't stop bleeding, right?
No. It does not stop bleeding.
Okay, perfect. He does fall to the ground. He is trying to pull the dagger out of his throat. He feels the healing spell that you cast, and he's rethinking pulling the dagger out, but he seems to be incapacitated in this moment. Like he's not taking an action even though he might have been able to. Excellent.
All right, and then that's my turn because I'm just gonna stay put with our little group at the moment.
You have bonus action if you choose to.
There's you know what? There's nothing I can really do at this point. They're kind of on the other end, and I don't want to move too far from where everyone is here because I don't want this hill dwarf to die. So I'm gonna hold steady. Use my movement and bonus action to not use my movement or bonus action.
The left hand of the orc reaches down to draw another dagger. There's a series of them on their belts. The rapier, on the other hand, moves very quickly and rapidly, engaging Raincloud.
Oh, shoot. Wait, can I have used my bonus action to give Raincloud Bardic Inspiration?
Yes, and it's not too late to do that. So go ahead and take Bardic
Watch out! He's drawing a rapier for you!
He rolled another natural 20.
Oh, come on.
I was surprised as well. And then rolls... Hey, you're contagious. That's all I'm saying there, Raincloud. 7 points of damage with the rapier. Not as quick on the draw with the dagger, so it doesn't get the other swing with the dagger in time.
Okay, I could deal with 7 points of damage.
You were very lucky. It is your turn.
Oh, great. I guess I don't have a sneak attack opportunity on this guy, do I?
You could move 5 feet, basically moving over to where the crate is and pinning them kind of with their back to the door. It would force potentially them to make an adjustment and giving you advantage.
Okay, well...
It will put you at risk next round. It will isolate you from your party.
I'm willing to take that risk.
Okay.
I'm not provoking an opportunity attack here or anything, am I?
No, only if you tried to move away from him.
Okay, so I'm just circling him and, pinning him. Okay.
Yeah, his focus still seems to be on the rogue dwarf.
Okay. Do I have advantage on this attack?
You will have advantage if you move into that position, but it will separate you from the rest of the party. Yes.
I'll do that.
Okay.
So that's a 20 to hit.
Ooh, that hits.
D8 2 plus 4 is 6, and then 2d6 sneak attack. 6 and 3, 9. 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay.
Is there anything else I want to do? I don't think so. Actually, I will disengage with my bonus action, and just get out of his 5-foot reach.
Okay, so are you moving back into the room, or are you moving in the hallway? If you can imagine, he had stepped into this room. It's a fairly big room, and you basically snuck behind him as he's facing the dwarf and took advantage of that. If you disengage, my question is, are you disengaging out the door, or are you disengaging back into the room?
Out the door.
Out the door. Excellent.
Yeah, and in fact, I can use my fancy footwork for that, and then I'll use my hide action to hide behind the door as a bonus action.
Okay, you get out into that corridor and you hide. As soon as you do, you notice 2 creatures. One on the left wall, one on the right, about midway up the 13-foot walls, clawing their way. Although their claws seem to penetrate the steel, they don't seem to leave any marks. They are large, kind of... They look the shape of a giant lizard. They also seem to have characteristics of drakes, like dragon-esque, but they're not like fully formed or not that large.
Okay. Starting to regret that decision.
Let's see how well you hid. Can you give me a stealth or a stealth roll to kind of show me how well you did that? The timing here is critical, but
If I want to add my bardic inspiration to this, do I do it before or after the roll?
you may roll it after as you like.
Well, I got a 3 + 8 is 11, so I will add it now. And that's another 3, so 14.
Okay, 14. So okay, I think we're on the same sheet of music. I'm going to need a perception roll for you. You're the only one who sees these two as they make the turn.
8.
8. Excellent. You see that they're both wearing collars. Other than that, you are too scared to really appreciate anything beyond that. Let's see. The dwarf on the ground is still incapacitated, but he's yelling. He's yelling at the guy. Koisin, it's okay. Just kill them and let's get the hell out of here. We don't have to do nothing. Just let's go. We got to get out of this place.
What? No, I saved you.
Play along.
Oh, good gosh.
Yes, and.
Yeah, you're pretty sure he's only worried about himself at this point. You're not thinking he's caring about you. He doesn't care if you live or die. He doesn't care if Koisin lives or dies. He just wants to get out of here.
Oh, good gosh. You're lucky I'm empathetic. Oh.
All right, and what would you like to do on your turn? Because the dwarf is just yelling and holding the dagger in his throat. And he's basically saying, don't kill me, kill them.
Oh, it's my turn now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'd like to try to cast sleep at Koisin then.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Hold on, let me get 5d8. For those paying attention at home, I roll 5d8, and the total is how many hit points of creatures the spell can affect. And if I surpass their hit points, then they are asleep for 1 minute unless someone attacks or disturbs them. So let me just quickly do some math. That is a 7 + 4, 11, plus 1 is 12, plus 1 is 13, plus 2 is 15. Wow, I am rolling poorly today. So 15 to try to get this, to try to put Koisin to sleep.
Raincloud, how many hit points do you currently have? Do you have more than 15?
Yeah, 20.
Okay, you do not fall asleep, nor does the half orc that just crashed into the room, attacking everyone. Excellent.
I feel like Raincloud should be at disadvantage when it comes to sleep spell, but
that's fair.
He's not.
Totally fair. I apologize. Let's see what we got here. First, second. The half orc closes on this rogue who's incapacitated on the ground and stabs at him with the rapier, completely ignoring you, Meerkat. And when he does, he then reaches down with his dagger and stabs this completely incapacitated dwarf through the heart, killing him instantly.
All right. That's not good.
And he looks up and he makes eye contact with you and he says, "Not good for you."
Not good for me.
He says that as he slowly withdraws the dagger from the heart of the dwarf he came in here with.
Oofy doofy.
And puts his eyes on the cat.
So at last count, I was cradling the cat.
I apologize. I thought the cat was a Meerkat. My mistake.
I think it's reasonable to assume he might have jumped out of my arms.
No.
But that was
completely on me. For some reason, I thought he was in Meerkat's arms. So totally fair. You are hiding with the cat. That'll add a little intrigue. Makes eye contact with you and points the dagger at your throat. He's coming for you this time, Meerkat. That is the end of his turn. Go ahead.
No, thank you. Don't kill me.
Oh, no.
That's my humble request.
Have some dignity, man.
I believe in the... Yes. At this point, the cat jumps out of your arms, having a much higher initiative than yours, and having choosing not to act to this point. The lady jumps out of your arms, runs down between the two lizards as if playing with two old friends, bats at one, then the other, and then takes off down the hallway. The lizards follow. You, now they don't run off immediately, but they're obviously their attention is to follow the cat. You are up. It is your turn to act. You just witnessed into the room inside as you hid outside the door down the hallway. You heard the dwarf being killed.
Okay, well, I lock Meerkat in with the half-orc. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna have. I told you I've got your back. I want to sneak up on this guy, and having verified his cold-blooded murder, Raincloud will reluctantly try and do the same to him. He's a lover, not a fighter, but the chips are down. His buddy's been cornered by this. Honestly, better at being a rogue than me by the looks of things. And I will. I'll also draw my dagger in my offhand.
Okay.
And I'll roll up my attack with the first one. It's a 25 to hit.
You definitely have full capability to do a sneak attack on this.
Cool. 25 to hit. So, D8 plus 4 and 2d6. Okay, that's better. 11, 14 plus 4, 18 damage.
18 damage. You catch the half-orc kind of focused on Meerkat, and when you do a significant amount of damage. You caught him off guard, you caught him in the back of the rib, and definitely injured him significantly.
And then my dagger attack, my other hand. Oh, that's just an 8. That's not going to do it, is it?
No. He's a little higher than that. His AC is 14.
And then I will use my use my rakish audacity to just find a better position where I'm not within swinging range of him, and I've got an eye on the door when the dragons are coming in. But we're still kind of we're still flanking this guy, the two of us.
You are very wise. Yes. That is really good to know. Thank you for reminding me that. Okay, so you did that. He drops down. He looks back at you. He sees you kind of move out of position. He's going to close on you for sure. But Meerkat, you get to go before he does that. He's definitely taken his eyes off of you to focus on the rogue, the swashbuckler, who snuck up behind him and stabbed him twice, or attempted twice.
And this is the orc. This is the orc with all the brandished weapons that is coming after us.
That's correct. You want to heal him?
I want to heal this. Hey, orc! I have nothing to say to you, but I think I have a dear friend who does. And Tuna on my shoulder is just gonna yell, "Yes, you orc! In my town we have a saying, and it is, hey, orc, you ain't shit." And Tuna is going to cast Dissonant Whispers on this orc. They need to make a wisdom saving throw. On a fail, they take 3d6 psychic damage and immediately use their reaction to move as far away from us as possible. On a success, they take half that damage.
Okay.
Let me just roll my damage dice real fast while you roll their save. Well, not great.
And I apologize. What's the save based on?
Wisdom.
Thank you.
Oh, against my spell save DC, which is 14.
Right, I have no bonus to this, so I failed that save. So I do what now?
Beautiful. They take 11 damage, and they have to use their reaction to run as far away from us as possible. Which, while we're flanking them, I don't know what that is. It's up to you.
He makes a different decision. He reaches into his mouth and pushes on one of his teeth, and perishes before your very eyes as he poisons himself. Falling to the ground next to the dwarf he stabbed through the heart, leaving his dagger and his rapier by his side.
Tuna, that was very nice job.
Remind me to never get on the wrong side of your puppet.
Yeah, Tuna's very fun, but very fierce in battle. Yes, never with me.
I never shall. That was so gruesome, but kind of cool. I wonder, should I get one of those capsules? I don't. Maybe I'll just pretend I have one.
Both of you roll perception, please. You may work together on this.
You want to help me? I've got pretty good perception.
I'll help you.
Okay. It'll be an 18 or... Yeah, an 18.
Okay. You see one of the two lizard creatures on the ground come into the room and look at the two of you. And as you do, you see the collar that it is wearing. You have seen this lettering before. It's in Draconic, and the letters look like one of the food bowls that you saw. Your brains immediately go back to the song you know so well, and you recognize that this animal has that name. It looks like its name is Phi.
Uh-oh.
It is closing on both of you.
And Lady Amathea is still running away from us down the hall, correct?
Yes. I think Raincloud would describe it as playing with the other creature as opposed to running away.
Okay.
Might be time for another rousing chorus of that song. Which I'm sure you remember word for word.
I remember all of it.
I mean, there are different versions, different verses.
Yes, in each town.
That cool bridge.
They've got
There's
its
a cool
own,
bridge that's not like the rest of
Yeah, the bridge, which of course I remember and will happily sing for us now. For this was the dragon Phi or Phi.
It was for this one. This one's name is Phi. Yes.
Yes, it was absolutely Phi. And as we all know, Phi the dragon heeds its path, for it doth know. Where Phi goes, it does not see others, and where they shall go. And, it's a song about how Phi does not know where people running away from it are going to travel.
Phi, in response to the first time you said its name, sits down, kind of on its back legs, and squishes itself comfy and stays on the forepaws for a moment and then puts its head down and looks at you as if you had said some magic word that convinced it you must be a friend.
Are we still in combat, by the way?
No.
Okay.
It is not making any move towards combat with you.
All right. I'm going to cast Mage Hand and use Tuna to walk over to Phi and just go, hello, this is me. I am Tuna. Do you speak? It's very nice to meet you. It's, and he's going to tip his cap towards Phi.
The creature kind of looks at Phi and then looks at you like, really? Okay. And then it looks back at the little puppet and sticks a paw out and kind of just gently touches the puppet, like to say, yeah, hello.
Tuna's gonna kind of touch the puppet back and just say, okay, yeah, we are looking to get out of here. We are looking to rescue the Lady Amathea. I do not know if you know the Lady Amathea. She's very fun. She's very friendly.
The creature starts snoring. It appears to have fallen asleep.
Oh, poor little baby. And, he's going to pet it a little bit, just kind of like, oh, you're so very sweet. That's so nice to see you sleeping. While Meerkat is, like, looking at Raincloud, like, Go get the cat.
Raincloud is doing like a comedy tiptoe out of there.
Yeah.
Vaudeville style.
Both of you are easily able to exit the room. It appears that this creature is exhausted. Has obviously been dealing with things and does look like it's damaged in some way as well. When you get behind it, you notice it looks like it's been pierced a couple of times with a dagger and a rapier.
Oh no! Wait. As we're leaving, then can I healing word this drake?
Of course.
All right, I'm gonna, but I'm gonna try to do it through Tuna, and I'll be like,
okay.
Oh, here you go, my friend. It's hard to be just so active all the time. So here you go. I'm going to try to make you feel better, and I heal him for a 7.
Oh, the creature wakes up, looks at Tuna and kind of moves over closer to Tuna and coils around Tuna as if it was a little stuffed animal it was pulling to it and cuddling with.
Oh, you're so very cute. Oh, this is so fun. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better. This is so great. But, you can keep sleeping if you would like.
Oh, the creature goes back to sleep.
All right, and then he's going to mage hand Tuna kind of back to him as they're sneaking away.
Okay. You successfully get out the door. Do you? Yes.
Before I leave, I want to do two things. I want to try and see if either the two deceased have any sort of dog tags or any sort of identification on them that their families might want. I'm also going to see if they've got nicer weapons than me, rapier and daggers and the like, or anything else that I might want.
They have. They both have leather armor on, and they both have rapiers and daggers, multiple of both. A short bow. I can't speak. Short bow and 20 arrows each, as well as thieves' tools. And I'm seeing if anyone... Oh, yes. Yes, there is. There is also a set of fine clothes carried by the half-orc you cannot fit in. Just so you know. Naturally. They won't fit you. Yeah. There is a banner of a noble house and a writ of service from that noble house. What I need you to do, either one of you or both of you, is to roll a perception. You also find a purse with quite a bit of gold. 75 gold on each of them.
Okay.
All right. Meerkat definitely it takes a look at the 15 with a 15 perception, does not notice the gold.
Okay. Okay.
I got a 19. I'll toss you one of the bags of gold.
You don't believe the authenticity of the writ.
Okay. I'll take it anyway.
Yeah.
And I will grab the two nicest daggers as well, because you can never have too many.
You collect... That's my theory as well when playing a rogue. Can't have too many of those things. Fair enough. You do. You collect all those trinkets, and you're ready to go. That being said, you hear the scraping and clawing sounds, and you hear the cat meowing as if a playful cat jumping around and batting around. The hallway that you didn't go down branches away, and you can definitely hear the sounds emanating from there.
Okay, well, it seems to me that these are playmates. I still think we need to return this cat, but I mean, we should be cautious. But I don't think we've too much to worry about. If you can just sing to that second dragon again, or Drake or whatever it is, I think we're in good shape.
You both hear a distinct sound from outside the chamber that seems to resonate in here. It's the chimes, 5 chimes, and then that half abrupt chime that ends so radically.
Yes, I do feel as though there may be, maybe the sooner we can return Lady Amathea to her throne, the better. So maybe if we can grab her now, return her to her home where she dwells, and try to get her back, and then maybe we can have a discussion with Maria, or maybe you can have a discussion with Maria, maybe one-on-one, maybe with a cup of cider, about some of the habits of Lady Amathea's time duels.
Okay, I mean, I should remind you that she 2 or 3 times explicitly stated that she liked you. I don't know if you picked up on that, but...
I figured that was more of like a business professional thing.
Okay.
But, who's to say? Who's to say?
Maybe we shall find out.
We'll make her choose when we get back to the house.
Well, I want to be clear. Are you making the move to go down the other hallway to go get the cat?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes, let's go down the hallway to get the other cat.
It doesn't take you long to realize that the containers you were probably looking at weren't as valuable as whatever's down this hall. Khoisan must have set off every single trap down this hall, and it is tedious to get around and get through. It's not challenging because all the traps have been, they haven't reset, if you will. But you have to work your way around quite a few things that had you run down this hall, you'd be surprised if you were alive, which would explain why he was so easy to incapacitate. He may have been actually running after being significantly injured. You get down this hallway, and you see that the door is open. Somehow he was able to get into this room, and this chamber is amazing. It is unlike the last room you were in. This would be considered like a clean room. Short of the fact that there is a cat and a giant lizard in here, and the hallway past it continues on with other traps and secrets, this can only be described as the room that an artificer would keep all the things they've ever made, all the magical items, all the magical weapons, all the magical armor, all the potions, all the books, all the things that have been accumulated over what can only be guessed at 1,000 years of creation exist in this vault, in this treasure room. There's no throne. There's no place to sit and stare at it. There's no place to look at it as if you're some sort of person who wants to take in all that they had made. Instead, it is all organized and filed in much the same way that all the potions were in the other room. And playing amongst it is a giant 6-foot lizard that looks almost like an alligator, only with drake forms, and a cat, being as playful as you can imagine.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and win the cat back over.
Excellent.
Maybe this is Fee, then, is it?
It's a fair guess. Would you like to roll a perception, see if you can see the collar as it's playing?
I'm gonna presume it's Fee.
Fair enough.
I'm like, Fee, old chap. How do you
responds immediately to your words when you call its name. It sits much like the other drake did. It puts its back hindquarters down. It puts its forepaws facing you, and it doesn't tilt its head. It stares square at you.
Good boy. We'll be just taking our little here, kitty, lady.
The drake lifts one back leg, indicating and pointing with its forepaw that it has no male equipment.
Oh, no, I was addressing the cat.
Oh,
yes.
It goes back into its sitting position.
I also said good boy, though, didn't I? Okay. Here, lady. Come.
At the sound of her name, she comes over to you and she kind of looks at you, and then she has this moment where she's like, oh, I remember you. And then starts doing that thing that cats love to do, which is wind between your legs, rubbing up occasionally against you.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to try and, I want to, engage her and maybe try and get her up kind of on top of my shoulders kind of style.
Are you wearing armor?
Yeah, studded leather armor.
She jumps, avoiding the studs, using the leather to claw into, and crawls up onto your chest and then onto your neck.
Oh.
Not
Marvelous.
going around your neck as you would like, but more curled up on one side, much the way Tuna often sits on your friend Meerkat.
Okay, let's maybe just very calmly leave.
As you start to back up, Fee comes with you.
Okay. And no need. You can remain where you are.
Very cute. Well, if you'd like to come with us, you're more than welcome. We do have to return Lady Amathea to her rightful resting place, but it feels like that would be fine with you, isn't that right? And Meerkat's gonna kind of like scratch the top of Fee's head.
And sure enough, the creature does follow at a safe distance and moving slowly, kind of walking behind you, just like you would expect a dog to trail behind, doing exactly as expected in this case.
I think Meerkat's talking to Fee the entire time, like, all right, and then Raincloud and Maria were talking, and it just felt like there was this spark between the two of them, which was just very.
I didn't feel it.
This conversation continues as you wind up all the down ramps, now going up the ramps. You get to the door that is still locked, and as you approach the door, the cat reaches out a paw and presses on one of the plates, thinking you must be walking up to it intentionally, and just puts its paw on the plate, holding it there. And sure enough, the door starts to unlock, only this time it doesn't make any noise. And it does it very, very rapidly. And within seconds, the door is open, and you hear a little voice say, 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds.
Run! Fee, come on!
The door starts to close, and as soon as you are out, the door completely closes, leaving Fee and Fi inside. And as the door closes, it makes no sound except for the sound of the countdown that you can't hear outside. You could only hear inside.
Goodbye, Fee!
Toodaloo.
It's mere moments before 6 o'clock. The sky has not changed color yet, but it does seem to be as cold as it's going to get for the evening. The snow has started to dissipate and lights are coming on all over the town, as if the day is starting to begin for many of them.
All right, let's run to Maria's now. It's getting cold. Maybe she could give us more of that tea.
As you do, give me a perception roll.
18.
18.
Oh, 20.
Excellent. Oh, it's perfect. The stable boy is moving around the stables. It looks like he's doing all the normal actions to feed and water and take care of the animals that are stabled there. You see that there are fresh pastries set at the door in front of you, and you see that there are pastries on many of the doorsteps around the town. You see the baker walking into their bakery, looking over at you, seeing the cat, and waving at you with this nice little up and down hand gesture, smiling and then paying you no mind as she steps inside her abode.
Hello!
Hello to you. Very deep voice dwarf says as she goes inside. And then the door behind you opens as the cat pushes up against it after jumping off of Raincloud.
Well, let's go let Maria know that we've accomplished our task. Let's let them know that Lady Amathea is back safe and sound. And let's see if we can maybe get you through some time alone.
At 3 minutes later, after making a lot of noise, knocking on the door, calling her name, nothing happens. 3 minutes later, you hear the 6 o'clock chime. It seems to be louder, as if it is a resounding wake-up call to all in the town. And at that moment, you hear movement inside the room as the door opens at precisely 6:01. And there Maria stands, well-dressed, well-groomed, with a smile on her face, as the lady jumps into her arms and she pets her. She looks at the two of you and she places the cat down, and the cat runs into the other room where the bedclothes are set nice and neat. And the room, as sparse as it was of material, looks even cleaner and more pristine. She closes the door behind the cat, and you may both roll perception.
14.
16.
14 and 16. You both see an image of the cat as it changes form, first into a unicorn, and as the door closes, to a beautiful maid. Dark, long hair, a shining, bright face. As she makes eye contact with both of you, she stands nude before you, and the door closes.
All right, Raincloud, you might not have a chance with this one.
Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
Well, before we go, do you want to go? You know what? You want to go hit up the hot horseman and see what he's up to?
At that, Maria looks at you, and she is very direct and comes right to you, getting about 3 inches from your face. He is mine. Do you understand this?
Yes. I didn't know. I didn't know. We were too far away.
Until this moment, I liked you, but now you sit. You both sit. You both have tea, yes? Both have tea. You have tea.
Sure.
You have done an amazing job. I'm proud. I will write letter to Fire Breathing Kitten Guildhall manager and let him know you have done good job. Yes? Yes.
Oh, well,
you smile more. Smile.
Yes, thank you kindly. Yeah, no, we're big into smiling here. Yeah, isn't that
men tell me smile more. I want to slap face.
Come
yes?
on, Raincloud, smile a little bit. Smile. Come on, Raincloud.
Yes,
You don't have to smile. That was joke.
Okay,
You
because
don't
I've got a cat
recognize
face.
joke.
It can be misconstrued.
Yes, no, and we knew it was a joke too. Yeah, no, isn't that right? Isn't that right? Come on, Raincloud, just say you knew it was a joke.
Stop! You're cramping my style.
While I make tea, you tell me what happened, yes? I not look at you, I make the tea. You tell me exactly what happened, leave no detail out. You have exactly 1 minute.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I'm very good at keeping things concise, as you must clearly be able to tell. It was a fine snowy evening as we walked through the town. We ran into a colleague of yours, as I'm sure you know, the name of Hori. She led us to a wonderful little shed. We managed to make our way in. Don't ask us how, because obviously...
You went to my shed?
We went to a shed. We can't say for sure whether or not it was your shed or not. It was just, it was a shed that we heard a dastardly call from, so of course we had to go investigate. After all, we were just acting under the concern of Lady Anthea.
She, without looking back at you, she tells you if you've been in shed, empty pockets, put everything on the table. She doesn't turn around. She continues to make the tea.
Oh, right.
And you may continue.
Of course, we'll empty our pockets here, and Meerkat is emptying his pockets as he kind of continues here. We traveled down throughout the tunnels of this shed. Whether it's yours or not, fantastic architecture inside. It seems as though there was some dastardly thief that was trying to take some of the belongings within. So, of course, we made good work of them. We ran into a couple drake along the way, some very lovely drake, as I should say, some very kind, very forgiving, and very lovely drake. And we found the Lady Anthea who just seemed to be desperate to come home. It's almost as if through their eyes they were saying, "Maria, we would love to be back at home." And we made our way back.
She turns around with the tea made. There are 3 cups she sets on the table after putting the tea down, little saucers with little cookies, each one placed in front of where you were sitting before, and she offers you the opportunity to drink. This time, she is drinking the same thing you are as she pours the tea for each of you, letting you finish your story, asking inquisitively about the creatures that you encountered down there, and then wondering what became of the 2 creatures that broke into her home. You also notice that everything on the floor is cleaned up. There are no missing vials or broken things, save for if you put the longevity potion in your pocket still or on the table, Meerkat.
A longevity potion on the table. Definitely not in the pocket.
Excellent. Before she serves the tea, she then gets up, picks up the longevity potion, and puts it back where it goes. And you all see that all the potions kind of move back. There are still missing places for the ones that were destroyed or taken or drunk, but there's no mess on the floor, and everything is where it should be. You also notice the stack of papers on both sides are kind of neat and in position, and the stack is lower on one side than it was before for the things to be read. I am very happy with what you have done for me. And this I give you gift, yes? Drink your tea.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the last one was just fantastic. So let me just grab some.
Could I get a 6-sided roll from each of you? No bonuses or adjustments.
Oh, beautiful.
5.
Oh, I absolutely spent some time in this one. Yeah, oh, good lord. You are a very crafted maker of tea. 6.
You may permanently increase your intelligence to +2 from what it started at the beginning of the adventure, and Raincloud, you get to increase it permanently to +1.
Wow. Cool.
And this is the base rating, right? Not the modifier?
That is correct. The modifier is worn off.
Cool, I'm at 0.
Oh, I'm sorry. The previous potion that had affected you has worn off.
Yep. It is now past 6 o'clock. This potion is worn off. The colors are now dimmed in the eyes of Meerkat, but somehow drinking this new vial of tea, it feels as though something inside has changed ever so slightly. Perhaps an intuition? Who's to say?
I have to say, I mean, it was delicious. I feel almost exactly the same. I'm still on a -1. I'm, one step closer to 0.
Well, it is
grateful.
permanent, so that's the upside. The other thing that happens is, did the writ and the banner get put on the table? Did you bring that or take that out of the chamber?
Yeah, so
okay if you
Raincloud,
didn't,
while
I'm
she
just
was
curious.
while she was making the tea, he took out, the writ, the new daggers, the banner, a lot of gold pieces, and then 1,000 ball bearings, 10 feet of string, a bell, candles, a crowbar, hammer, pythons, a hooded lantern, 2 oil flasks, 5 days of rations, a tinderbox, a water skin, a hempen rope, traveller's clothes, a steel mirror, a grappling hook, caltrops, a net, and a set of playing cards. And he's just like, do I put this back now?
You may put all back the writ, though. And she picks up the writ and examines it, and she looks at the banner, and she says, "This is fake. This is false start. Did you kill these rogues who slept into my home?"
Well, we were engaged in combat. One killed the other, turned on him, and then when I had that gentleman, there was a half-orc and a dwarf. The half-orc killed the dwarf, and when I had the half-orc pinned, he bit into something, a suicide pill.
This is bad news for me, but good for you. You are both okay? Is anyone injured?
No, I'm doing fine. I
Yes.
mean, I took a couple of scrapes, but I can literally lick my wounds. I'll be fine.
Very good. And you, Meerkat, who I like now again.
Yes, we're feeling absolutely fine. Some of the Drake down there took a little bit of a tumble, but by the end, we were able to heal them up. So, we're all quite good.
Oh, you healed drakes, yes? Fee and Fi?
Of
I
course.
did not know you spoke Draconic. You speak Draconic?
Oh, absolutely not. No, but
Why, they no kill you?
Oh, they seemed very pleasant. I talked to them. They kind of made vague
Oh,
gestures.
you spoke. Oh.
The universal language of music saves the day.
Oh, you sang to them. This explains everything, yes.
Oh, yes, I sang a little ditty just from just a song or two that I've picked up across the years.
I am most impressed with you. I think at first, with no mocha, no pidge, this not good for us, yeah? But I look now and I think Sheriff Waft, he come back very soon, and he will return you to your guild hall, yes? This is good for you. This is good for me. You return cat. Timeline engaged, yes? Everything is good today. Today is the perfect day. Because you too, you come here, you make my life good. I want to thank you. I promise you riches. I promise you this, yes?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that sounds delightful.
I promise this. No matter how, no matter when you transform from this world to next, 1,000 gold pieces will be given to your eldest child, your middle child, your youngest child. This I swear true. And when they have children, their oldest child will also get 1,000 gold. This I promise for all time. Yes?
Well, how
supposing,
delightfully generous.
So, of course, but supposing one of us wasn't really at a place right now in their life where they're looking into bringing a litter of kittens into the world.
What is the point here? I don't understand.
Well, I'm not going to have any kids. Can I just have some cold hard cash? Is that I'm not to be blunt?
You may take all things off table, save potion that I put back. And yes, I like this one over here. I give here potion of climbing for you. Yes, and you you are very nice. I like you. You cat like, yes.
Yeah.
Here is an opportunity for you.
Oh.
Before you die, you put a poster, a little note, on the guild hall corkboard. It's I'm old, I'm ready to come. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And you will come here and work for me.
And supposing I don't have any immediate plans to ever grow old. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. Thank you so much, Maria. I'll do my best to live to a
pleasure.
ripe old age.
Now you must understand the events of the day are about to start. Yes?
No, I don't understand, but I'll take your word for it.
Yes, now...
You hear the 6 chimes and a half. 6 chimes and a half from the town, yes?
Oh. It seems to be going. Now, Maria, you know the schedule better than either of us do. How much longer do you think we have before we are able to go home? Do you think we have maybe time for a little, alone time between maybe some permutation of the three of us?
The sheriff steps in the door exactly 6:31. You both should roll your perception. And if you get a 16 or higher, you should roll your history.
17?
Nice.
Perception.
Roll your history. On your history, you're looking for an 18 or better.
All right, well, history's an 8, so...
Okay. Gentleman walks in, looks very daunting. This looks like a person who would you wouldn't want to face in combat. He looks serene and calm and like the kind of person you would expect to be the sheriff of a town, but at the same time, there's something just not quite right about them. They also are a swashbuckler. It is apparent from their demeanor and the way they carry themselves and the weapons they carry. It is also clear that this person is here to escort you. Okay. I am afraid our time is up. I want to tell you, gentlemen, I am very grateful, and I promise all that I have said. I want you to know that Vafat here will take care of you for the rest of the day, but my schedule is locked, as they say, and in order to have a perfect day, you must start everything as it should be. At this time, the door opens to the bedroom, and out walks Lady Almathea, and she walks up and rubs up against Raincloud between the legs and purrs and smiles, if a cat can smile, up at you.
I'm not entirely sure how to interpret that, but how charming.
You all are escorted by the sheriff. He has a very nice voice in the sense that it is gravelly and deep and foreboding in every word he says, and he seems to only speak in a type of poetry you may not be familiar with. It's a haiku. The first two lines are consistently on one theme, and the third one breaks the theme, and each time it is exactly 5, 7, and 5 syllables. And as you go, he speaks very little. But he escorts you out, and as you do, the cat comes out the door behind you, and about 6:36, some horses are brought down by the stable boy. He is as gorgeous as you remember before. Meerkat, you didn't get a look at this guy, but this guy is just pristine in every sense of the word. He gives the horses to the sheriff, sees the cat kind of ignoring y'all, and says, "Hey, little fella, what's going on with you?" And he picks the cat up, and the door opens, and there is Maria. She looks very different. She looks very made up and beautiful. And she takes the cat and says, "Oh, won't you come in, my boy? Let's have tea."
Room for one more?
The door closes.
Give it a rest.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Next time. Yeah, I'll be here. It's fine. Yeah, no worries. No worries.
The horses, they know the way. You'll be home before dark. You won't remember much, but this I promise. All she said will come to fruition.
Thank you kindly, sir. I do believe you have the best intentions here.
He nods, saying nothing else, turns his back to you and heads down to the stables. If you so desire, you get on the horses, and they are not pegasi, and they do start to take you out of town. But before you make the turn to leave this little village, a baker comes out with some fresh meat rolls, some lovely pastries, and some food for the road packed in little sacks.
Oh, we've got to get these meat rolls in here.
Oh yes, I'm starved.
Yeah, I'm grabbing enough for like the two of us, and then I'm putting a couple in Tuna's hands as well, so that he can hold on to some as we are heading along.
This ends the mystery of the lost cat, brought to you by the Fire Breathing Kitten Guild. I loved having the opportunity to share this with you today, and I really appreciate our players. Please thank Meerkat.
Thank you all for joining us.
And Raincloud Moonglow.
We did it. Somehow we did it.
Thank you all and have a great day.
Nice.
Strange New Worlds, Interstellar War, time travel, wormholes, positronic brains and philosophy, ethical dilemmas and social crises. I'm Glenn McDormand, host of Lower Decks, a Star Trek podcast. Join me and my friend Valerie Hoagland as we seek out new life and new civilizations, examine our own society's reflection in Star Trek's critical mirror, and invent Trek-themed cocktails, one random episode of Star Trek at a time. Listen to Lower Decks, a Star Trek podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. And come find us and our other shows on claytemplemedia.com. Live long and prosper.
What's good, y'all? This is Sweet Luck's Bar Fight. It's something different. Open conversations, music, third-party live interviews on Instagram, Facebook, Zoom, liquor, wine, spirit. Open conversations. It's going to be something. This is a lifestyle. This is Sweet Luck's Bar Fight. Something similar like bar talk, but this is more aggressive, more interesting, more exciting, more of everything, more of our life. We sharing our lifestyle, sharing our experiences, sharing our taste of life, like shit that's lit. Broken bottles, fights.
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be around this wild, wacky, and sometimes disturbing world of ours. Yes, that's the intro to the Mindset Podcast, a weekly attempt to open eyes and shedding light on what's really going on in the world, all done by ripping apart the media madness that masquerades as news. Join me, Gareth Davis, every Sunday on the Mindset Podcast. You can find the show on all major podcasting services such as iTunes, Stitcher, and so on. Or you can go directly to the main Mindset website. That's www.mindsetcentral.com. Check out the Mindset Podcast. Bring your curiosity, your opinions, and a sense of humor. And remember that some worldviews are stranger than others.
Hi, I'm Richard J. Hanna and I host Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. And when you finished, and only when you finished the last episode of Fire Breathing Kittens, drop in on us. We play music, dedications, we do competitions. You can find us on iHeart, on Spotify, and most good podcasters. Here comes the big, deep voiceover.
News, views, music, and interviews with Richard J. Hanna on Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Too much? Listen, you're talking about Fire Breathing Kittens.